All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Owensville High School here in the big gymnasium for tonight's matchup of the St. James Tigers versus the Owensville Dutchmen. We will have JV action and we will have varsity action tonight. And right off the bat, I want to give a quick shout out to the Fitness Parlor and Ryan Wilson here in Owensville. Local 24-hour gym that's got it all, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stop in and you get your membership. Very affordable prices and a great working out environment. So thank you guys for sponsoring this broadcast tonight where the Dutchmen will play a varsity and a JV game. First we'll have JV, and we will have varsity thereafter. I'll let you hear Coach Steve Benton right now on the mic.
First, let's meet the starting lineup for the St. James Tigers. Sophomore, number 3, Owen Spurgeon. Junior, number 5, Gage Martin. Sophomore, number 14, Jackson Spurgeon. Sophomore, number 15, Brayden Destin. And sophomore, number 23, Trip Jones. The Tigers are led by head coach, Zane Gar. Here we go, Owensville fans. Let's get on your feet and make some noise for your Dutchmen. Coming in, sophomore, number 1, Kylan Mims. Sophomore, number 5, Wyatt Lewis. Junior, number 14, Drew Chapman. Sophomore, number 20, Bryce Cramey. And junior, number 23, Logan Valley. The Dutchmen are led by head coach Scott Lewis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for tip-off now. I do not have any of my camera people here just yet, so as soon as they get here, I'll probably be doing some shuffling around and things like that. But for now, you got me on the mics and on the camera, which is fine for the JV game. I know we got people showing up for the varsity game, which is typically where we really try to make sure we have everything under control. So right now we got Bryce Cramey getting the tip-off, and it's going to be a tip-off won by St. James Tigers here. And we are underway here in first quarter action. St. James takes it to the rim right away. 23 comes down with the rebound. Couple attempts, not able to get it to go. And the Dutchmen now get the rebound by Kylan Mims, sophomore. One thing I'd like to take note on is Kylan just got his pocket picked. But St. James still not able to get it to go until that second rebound. Lily, I'll let you take that camera now. I do got Lily Reed here with me right now. She is running the camera that you see on screen at this moment in time. To the 17 viewers that are already with us, thanks for popping in. We appreciate you guys here for the JV game. We'll have the JV and the varsity. Again, I like to mention it several times here in the beginning of the broadcast that this broadcast is brought to you by the Fitness Parlor here in Owensville. 24-hour gym, affordable prices, great environment. Make sure you pop in and see Ryan and Nick Leonard and get your gym membership today. Lily Reed, I do have a headset there for you as well, so you can join me on the chat. And if I'll probably talk to you a little bit during this for camera angles and things like that. St. James leads here in the early on by a score of 2-0. It looks like shooting foul on sophomore Bryce Cramey. He's going to send him to the line for 2 shots. And one thing that I wanted to make note of after they did the starting lineups was that this JV team features quite a few sophomores. And then tonight when we get to the varsity game, you're also going to notice that the varsity team features quite a few sophomores either. This sophomore class of boys here at OHS, very big into basketball. As Bryce Cramey gets the first to go but can't get the second to go. Number 14 for St. James, Jackson Spurgeon, comes down with a rebound as St. James looks to set back up on the offense. He's going to have his pocket picked there by Mr. Wyatt Lewis. One of those sophomores I was talking about. He finds Bryce Cramey as they work it up the floor. Chapman with a little pump fake, gets it back out to Cramey, who hits the 3 ball after hitting a trio of threes in the last varsity game here at home. He keeps his hot hand, hitting another 3 in the start of the JV game. St. James a little long on that one, but then Logan Valley gets the ball just taken away from him, but that's okay because Bryce Cramey is there to take it right back. As I mentioned earlier, Bryce Cramey, he does dress out for the varsity squad, and he did hit 3 3-pointers at the end of the Vienna game at home last week. So Cramy's got some experience playing both JV and varsity, as St. James is going to get a good point in transition there to tie it up here 4-4. St. James is starting to play a little bit of a full court press here, trying to force some errors here by the Dutchmen, and that's exactly what they get. Bad pass, trying to get it across half court. And then they're going to go on the other end, and they've had some trouble finishing at the rim. They've got a lot of their own rebounds, just like they did there. They got their own rebound again, was able to get it to go here. So Dutchmen are going to have to be able to break this full court press, and we got another turnover. So Kylan Mins kind of gets the pressure put on by number 3, Owen Spurgeon. And it's going to be St. James ball again. So early going here, one thing that I would note is that the St. James Tigers are just getting way more shots off than the Dutchmen. The Dutchmen are having a hard time getting down the floor and setting up to get a shot. So hard to score when your offensive opportunities don't end in a shot. So gonna have to clean that up as St. James gets another bucket in the paint underneath the hoop. Doubles Owensville score now 8-4. As always, I encourage you guys to pop in the chat with me this evening. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. You can pop in the chat, give us any insight or any questions, comments that you have. It helps keep the conversation going on our end, as Wyatt Lewis does a good job blocking, I think, what was a pass by St. James. I don't believe that was a shot, but as out on Wyatt is going to be retaining possession with St. James. As I mentioned earlier, I've got the wonderful, the only Lily Reed up here operating the camera that you see right now as St. James gets another bucket to go, and she makes a weird face at me. Lily, tonight, the band will be up here with us, which is super cool, which also might be a good reason for you to have the headset on because it helps make it a little bit quieter. But then you also have to hear my voice a lot, so I don't know if that's a good trade-off or not. But the band will be up here tonight, Lily, and when the band is playing, it's completely okay for you to take your camera and slide it over and point it at the band, because I'll pan to them and I'll stop talking so you guys can hear the OHS band here, the pep band for the games. All right, Dutchmen are finally in the offensive zone set up. Kylan Min gets a 3 off. He's a little off the mark, but it did at least get a shot attempt off in that offensive possession. So the Dutchmen have got to get the ball across half court and break that press and stop having those turnovers if they want to not let this thing get out of hand, which right now I'm sure Coach Lewis, who you see right here down with the bench, the Dutchman calls a timeout, wants to kind of get this thing under control before it does get out of control. Well, that said, we also have the cheerleaders in attendance here tonight. Got a great squad. Don't have a huge crowd for them to cheer for right now, but that is generally pretty typical for a JV game. The crowd last night was fantastic in here as the Dutch girls came in and got a big double-digit victory against probably their biggest rival, the St. James Lady Tigers. And the Dutchmen are looking to try to have a big win tonight against the St. James Tigers themselves. I'll go over a couple things just from looking at the Misha website and common opponents and things like that. And one thing that I will say is that I know that the Dutchmen and the Tigers have both played the Dixon Bulldogs, which we broadcasted that game this 2 weeks ago now. Man, it was a fantastic game. It was a great game. And the Dutchmen were able to come away with the victory in that game. And I believe, and I'm looking it up right now, so bear with me, but I believe that Dixon beat St. James. So I guess a common opponent there is that the Dutchmen beat Dixon and Dixon beat St. James. So if you've heard me talk about basketball, especially on any given night in high school, however the team is shooting dictates a large majority of how that evening is going to go. So if Dutchmen come out and have a great shooting night, then they could just as easily beat anyone. However, if they came out and did not have a good shooting night, they could lose to anyone too. And the same thing with St. James. So while we beat Dixon by a score of 57-51, Dixon beat St. James by a score of 65-50. So that is the only common opponent that I see here that St. James has with Owensville at this point in time, other than Herman, which is a little bit interesting to me because Herman, I believe, is probably one of the best teams in our conference right now as far as basketball is concerned. St. James did beat Herman at the beginning of the year in a shootout, and Owensville did not fare so well against Herman earlier last week. So Owensville went to play a conference game in Herman, and they were defeated 24-59. So not a great showing from the Dutchmen in that game. But what I will say is I do know that Herman is, like I said, one of the better teams in the conference this year as far as basketball is concerned, as Drew Chapman is unable to get that layup to go. And then on the other end, St. James come down and gets an and one. So not exactly the start that the JV Dutchman squad here was hoping for, as they find themselves down by 12 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And St. James, number 11, Weston Ridenauer at the line to shoot a free throw. Weston does get that free throw to go, so now St. James leads by 13 with 2 minutes left to go here in the first. Lex Moser, our foreign exchange student right now, takes the ball up the floor. You hear the crowd make a little bit of noise because he made a good move to be able to shake his defender as Colm Brooks gets the three off, and he's going to be just a little off the mark, unable to get that to fall. St. James does a good job of boxing out and comes down with a rebound. St. James tries to feed it in down low. Met a little bit of traffic there. See Brogan Kelly out on the floor right now as well, number 22. He's also a sophomore in this strong sophomore class of basketball players. Cohen Brooks, number 31, also a sophomore. So right now you got, my goodness, you got 3 sophomores on the floor, and you had 2 sophomores that started that are on the floor. So 5 JV sophomores that have already made their way into this game. And you're going to see 3 sophomores for these Dutchmen get a lot of playing time once we get to the varsity action. See Scott down there in the chat. Go Dutchmen. Scott, thanks for always tuning in. Scott, he enjoyed the bit the other night. We had Jonathan Hilburn up here with us, and Jonathan, we were doing a side-by-side comparison of Jonathan Hilburn, a student here at OHS, and Eric Foreman, and they have a shocking resemblance. I don't have Jonathan helping out this evening, but if you want to see somebody who looks a lot like Eric Foreman, Jonathan Hilburn's your man. And then I see the Ryan Wilson podcast. Ryan Wilson is the owner of the Fitness Parlor. Thanks for popping in, Ryan. Let's go, Dutchman. You got this. We appreciate the support, and thank you for supporting OHS TV Studio. As Mr. Weston Ridenauer gets the second free throw to go there. The Dutchmen still trail, and this one by 15 in the first quarter. So rough start for the Dutchmen for sure, but the one thing we do know about basketball is it's a game of runs. So one team will go on a run, another team will go on a run, and depending on how long you can keep your runs going, depends on, has a big impact on the outcome of the game. So the Dutchmen just need to get hot and go on a run themselves, but St. James is not going to make that easy as they keep attacking the rim, get another one to go. And this full court press, they're just smothering the Dutchmen. You weren't able to see that in your shot right there, but on the inbound pass from Crammy, number 11, Weston Spurgeon, was able to tip the ball out of bounds trying to get it to Lex Mosler. BK does get it into Lex Mosler, our foreign exchange student here at OHS, and he's double-teamed in the backcourt, and he needs help. Now the Dutchmen have a 3-on-2, unable to take advantage. So the one thing about the full-court press for anybody watching at home is if you can beat it, then you're going to get down the floor and probably have some space and be able to attack the rim. But you've got to work hard. As Logan Valley gets a tough shot to go and gets to the line, that's going to be a good and one opportunity for Logan Valley, a junior here at OHS. Lily, I'm going to try zooming in just a little bit. That's why I said you should put the headphones on. There we go. Now we got Lily. No, but I can mute you if you want. So now you can hear me, though, right, Lily? Perfect. All right. Logan does finish the three-point play and makes it 21-7 here. The Dutchmen trail. Hopefully they can build off of that, but unfortunately, St. James is going to come down the floor and get an and one of their own as junior Henry Womack fouls number 20, Karsten Driscoll, as he kisses one off the backboard for an easy 2 points. Trying to complete the three-point play here. St. James is scoring a lot in this first quarter. He does not complete the three-point play, but they come down with their own rebound. And they get that to go in the first quarter. St. James on pace for 100. You do not see 25 points in a quarter often in high school basketball. That's very rare. You definitely don't see a 100-point game, so I'm going to bet this one doesn't come anywhere close to 100. But to be on pace for it at any point in the game is rather impressive. Dutchmen able to get their shots to fall, and St. James gets tripped up and might come away with an easy bucket for the Dutchmen as Logan Valley is able to finish right for the buzzer. Logan Valley getting the last 5 points of that quarter. And let's go ahead and take a look at that last bucket with a quick instant replay. You're going to see that on the miss here, St. James gets the board. And as they work it up, I think the ball handler trips. And then it leads to a pretty easy bucket there for the Dutchmen as Logan Valley is able to finish the job. Take a look at our cheerleaders real quick. As the you don't have to, I got it on here. I will say this year, the cheerleading squad, not only do they do a great job, but they just look like they're having a lot of fun out there. I was talking with Lorelei McDaniel last night after the game, and I had thought they had added a few new routines since football season, but she said it was a lot of the same stuff that they've always done, but they look like they're just having a lot of fun with it, which is absolutely awesome. That's exactly what we want to see. On the board right now, they're doing the basketball shuffle, which our scoreboard is brought to us by the Athletic Booster Club and Legends Bank here in Owensville. They were the ones that sponsored that scoreboard, video board for us. So we try to take advantage of it as much as we can. I think when we have graduation this year, you'll definitely get to see the scoreboard utilized for that, for a variety of different things. And then obviously for our sporting events, we utilize it in here as well. All right, we are back in action here in the second quarter. Dutchmen look to try to close out on this lead here a little bit as they currently trail by 16 to these St. James Tigers. Shot fake and then given to Weston Ridenauer. Weston Ridenauer, number 11 for the JV Tigers here for St. James, has done really great in this first half. Dutchmen break the full court press, get it to Drew Chapman. Cohen Brooks gets the three off, and Cohen gets the three to fall. Cohen, another good shooter on this Dutchman JV team. Seen several games this year where he's made multiple threes in the same quarter. But St. James comes down and they answer right away, keeping up that barrage of scoring. 29 points already with just a minute elapsed in the second quarter. Colin Mintz tried to feed the ball to Wyatt Lewis, but his foot appeared to get a little bit sticky on the floor out there. He kind of tripped forward a little bit. Pass went right by him out of bounds. Kylan Mintz gets the strip there. Got to get the ball under control, and he does. Drew Chapman drives in, finds Bryce Crammy on the perimeter. I think Bryce might have shot that if he would have been able to handle it right off the get-go. He did have a second as the ball is stolen by St. James. They are just having their way with the Dutchmen right now early on. I'm going to head to the free throw line for two shots after being fouled. That's going to send Braden Nesbitt, a 5'7" sophomore, to the line for two. So Lily on the free throw, since I don't have anybody on the floor right now, you can feel free to zoom in. And then I always tell people we always want the shooter and the backboard completely visible. So there you go. As Nesbitt gets both of them to go, then you can kind of zoom back out to where you were. Very good. Lily, the person on the camera right now, she's a part of a short series team at OHS called Insider. Film episodes that release monthly, and they've done a great job so far. The story is basically about a student at OHS who is an alien, and then the assistant principal is trying to figure out who the alien is at OHS, and the alien makes friends with three other students who try to help conceal his identity as Drew Chapman gets that three to fall. So if you're interested in a creative story, there's 3 episodes currently out on our OHS TV studio page, and they're releasing their 4th episode hopefully this week, maybe next week. We'll see how it goes. this second semester here, we've been out of school a lot with snow, and then different activities happening at the school has kept from being able to work on the series. But they've been doing a lot of filming this week, and we're excited to see where it goes. That's a great shot there, Lou. That's exactly what I'm talking about. St. James unable to get the first free throw to fall. So he came into this quarter down by 16, and currently, after 2 minutes and 17 seconds have elapsed, the Dutchmen still trail by 16. So the needle hasn't moved one way or the other as number 4 visits the bank for that free throw and gets it to go. Austin Bell, 6'1", sophomore. Chapman's able to find Wyatt Lewis, who's immediately double-teamed. So, I mean, obviously, if anybody's ever double-teamed, that means somebody's got, oh, my goodness, number 14 with the block, Mr. Jackson Spurgeon. But anytime somebody's double-teamed, obviously somebody's left open. It's just a matter of getting the pass and the ball movement to get the ball to them, and that's what the Dutchmen have struggled with so far. They've had the pressure, been unable to break this press. Cohen Brooks gets the 3 off, tries to chase his own rebound, unable to get it. Here comes the Tigers. He's going to draw the foul and get the bucket to go. Yeah, they did give him the bucket there. So basket's good. He's going to the free throw line. They're trying to complete the three-point play. Owen Spurgeon to the line now. He is a 5'9" sophomore for these St. James Tigers. To the 29 people that are in the chat right now, feel free to, if you hit that subscribe button, you're able to join us in the chat. We always love to hear from you guys. Thanks to Scott and Ryan for already popping in that chat with us. Always appreciate it. We're trying to grow our subscriber count. I think we're going to hit 2,000 here before the end of the school year. That's kind of the goal. So any support in that endeavor, we certainly appreciate. We got 4 minutes left here in this first half. They always have 2 guys on the ball when bringing it across half court. As Cohen gets the 3 off, he's unable to get that to fall. Looks like Braden Perkins, another sophomore, is getting ready to check into the game for these Dutchmen. Got a circus happening under the basket right now. Wait, number 20 was going up for a layup and kind of got undercut a little bit by Wyatt Lewis, who was trying to jump, and they kind of fell on each other, and then the ball bounced around, eventually going out of bounds on St. James. So the Dutchman, the benefactor of that. Chapman double-teamed immediately, and now they get the ball to Wyatt Lewis. He's got a man on him. They're just having a really hard time getting across that center court line. Dutchman set back up on offense now. Look to have a little bit more control. Logan Valley tries to go up, gets the shot off, but he's pretty much directly under the basket when he does. I don't know if he'll get the shot to go, but does draw the foul, so he'll go to the line. And as he is shooting 2 for the Dutchman, the cheerleaders do this thing that I think is actually really cool. When our guys make a free throw, they have this cheer that they do. So if he makes it, I'll go to them. There we go. Valley gets the first one to go. I love that from our cheerleaders. I think that's pretty good. Valley trying to get the second free throw to go here, and he is just off the mark, a little bit short. Clunks it off the front of the rim, gets it to bounce off the backboard, but not a friendly roll so far tonight. Doesn't get it to fall. Lily, you were doing a mighty fine job on this camera. That's exactly the shot that we want. I had one of my intro to TV studio students on the camera last night, and they did a great job. It just took a little bit longer to get to this level of skill and this level of professionalism, Lily. You need to be broadcasting like, for the St. Louis Blues or the St. Louis Cardinals or something like that. They have really cool cameras if you've ever seen those. I was at a I was at the Blue Stadium for a tour one time with DECA, and one of their, mounted cameras on the mezzanine level was sitting there, and I took a look at the model on it or whatever, and the name of the brand, and I searched it up on Google real quick. It's like a $50,000 video camera, so a little bit different than what we operate with. But, man, those things are crazy. I mean, you think about watching a professional sporting event, they got somebody on one of those things, and they can zoom all the way in on somebody's face and see the beads of sweat on their face. It's insane. That's a pretty impressive piece of machinery. Turn you on?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. All right. Dutchmen trail by 20 now, so the Tigers have been able to improve upon their lead a little bit as they went into half up 16. We're getting into the territory of potentially having a running clock. If any team is up by 30 going into the fourth quarter, it's a running clock, meaning that even when the ball goes out of bounds or somebody's shooting free throws, the clock just runs the entire time. So hoping the Dutchmen can avoid that, but right now with the pace that the Tigers are on, that is what it's looking at as they're unable to complete that pass down low to Logan Valley. St. James is fast on the other end. They get the point in transition and will go to the line yet again to try to complete a three-point play with the and one. I don't know that I've seen this many and ones in one half. Maybe all season, that's for sure. They're getting to the free throw line quite a lot here. Hey, Lily, I know that you're not talking, but I do have some information for you. That puzzle after school, I got it hung on the wall. Oh, you just went and saw it?
Yeah, you dumped out the other puzzle. I saw that.
Yes.
I also spent 10 minutes trying to figure out which key it was. Neither one worked, so I went and got a key from Grammy.
Oh, my goodness. I was wondering what happened to you.
They wouldn't work.
That's okay. If anybody's ever seen my keychain, I go by the janitor. That's my nickname because I
do not think anyone calls you that.
You're right, but I tell people that's what they call me. But really, no one calls me that.
You don't know what any of them go to.
Got a push by number 5 here on Kylan Menz. Number 5, Gage Martin Jr. for the St. James Tigers. What'd you say, Lily?
You don't know where a single one goes.
That's not true. So
just get a Sharpie and label them all.
Well, you know how I am. I'm a bit scatterbrained. You've seen me in class. Sometimes I just got so many things going through the brain that the things that seem the smartest and the most logical just kind of pass me by.
Things are just easier if you just organize them, and then you don't get like that.
I 100% agree with you.
Oh. I did not get that.
But anyways, what I was saying was we do these puzzles in my classroom, and I'll never forget, I've actually had to tell the lore of the puzzles in my classroom several times a day because students have asked us. We've just completed a monster puzzle. But last year I had this Star Wars puzzle in a drawer at my house, and we had already put it together once in my house. I'm really not a big puzzle guy, honestly, but I was going to throw the puzzle away just because I wasn't going to do it again. And I thought, you know what, I'll just take it to school. I got this big empty table in my classroom. I'll just throw the puzzle on the table, and then I'll just see if any kids are even interested in it. And I was absolutely blown away by how many students enjoyed working on puzzles when they didn't have things to do, like they had finished their work, or some students even stay in during lunch to work on this puzzle. I was blown away by it, and I made a comment on Facebook about I had no idea that high schoolers were into puzzles. And then before I know it, the community, always so supportive that we're in, I had like 5 puzzles donated to me in almost no time at all. And we went ahead and kept doing them. And now when they're done, I glue them and I put them on the wall. And to wrap this story up, Paul Schmanke, he had donated a 5,000-piece puzzle of logos. We started it last year. We're not able to finish it, so I boxed up all the pieces that were done. Ayla Schmanke, a senior last year, had worked on it a ton. Boxed it up, and I finally got it out this semester, and the students just finished it. It was how would you describe that puzzle, Lily?
Messed up.
It was a nightmare.
It was messed up.
Oh, it was also misprinted in a couple of places, which made it even more challenging. But
hey, we had it memorized.
The good news is the puzzle is done. We are missing 18 pieces, which is pretty normal whenever it sits out for that long. But 18 out of 5,000 is pretty good. But I got it glued up today, and I got it hung on the wall. So now we're on to the next one.
Yeah.
Anyways, with it being halftime now, I am going to take a second and show you guys a video. It's a 10-minute halftime. You'll see the score or the time ticking away down there. We made a video for the a contest recently for Lakeside Publishing, and actually Lily Reed, one of the voices that you hear right now, was one of the creators of the puzzle. So I'm actually going to play that video as you hear the band starting up, and it is an 8-minute long video which will take us through most of halftime, give me a chance to go get a drink, and then we'll be back for the second half of this JV game and the varsity game to follow. Thanks for all those that are tuning in. We really, really appreciate you.
In St. Louis, Missouri in 1962. The company has developed an ever-expanding workforce of over 500 employees.
The success of Custom Printing Company is made possible by a dedicated workforce, along with continually updated modern equipment.
Hi, I'm Jaden Zelch.
And I'm Lily Reed. Our third partner, Maddox Parker, will be conducting an interview later on.
For the latest Generation Film Contest, we decided to spotlight a multi-generational business in our hometown, Owensville, Missouri.
Lakeside Book Company, formerly known as Custom Printing, has been around in our community for many generations and has truly influenced our community.
In this submission, you will see videos from inside Lakeside Book Company, as well as interviews and older footage from Custom Printing Co. and our community.
Let's throw it way back and look at some footage from before we were born.
Our pre-press department has the ability to work with customer-supplied film or camera-ready copy. Custom Printing has the capability to produce as many as 8,000 page negatives per day. Once film is processed, the next step is the film assembly area. Here, page negatives are assembled in many different impositions by skilled strippers. Once all the negatives are accurately placed, painstaking attention is paid to each and every page to make sure that each and every detail is perfect. Quality checks and proofing procedures are implemented to assure accuracy of the project before being plated and sent to the press room.
Technology has definitely increased the speed in which we can do all those things. It's taking the old film days and converting that to digital, direct to plate, has taken a lot of time out of the process. And getting into the press room, just a lot of technology improvements with controls and sensors that are computerized, helping us manage our color and registration on our equipment.
We're here in the lobby of Lakeside Book Company.
During our time here, our partner Maddox sat down for an interview with the manager, Matt Dosey.
I'm Maddox Parker. I'm here with
Matt Dosey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Quite well, thank you.
Good. So can you tell us a little bit about your role here at Lakeside Book Company and how long you've been here?
Sure. My role is working with the customer service team, the logistics team, and also the quality team to make sure we're delivering a quality product to our customers. And I've been with the company 34 years.
How many people does Lakeside Book Company employ?
It fluctuates slightly, but around 440.
What does Lakeside Book Company specialize in?
Primarily, we're an educational book printer. We do a lot of work with some of the large educational customers, and then we also do some commercial work as well, and some government contracts.
What does the printing process entail?
So we start out with our customers who have a book they want to publish. They send us a file. We approve that file for printing standards, and then we go ahead and run sheet-fed components for the cover. We run web components for the text, and then we bind and ship out the product. So fairly simplistic, but a lot of steps in between.
Lakeside does a lot for the community. What kinds of things do you guys try to do to help the school and the community?
Sure. We have a program, we call it Dollars for Doers, and that's really any of our employees that are interested in helping with programs that they're interested in, we support. But our primary that we've supported over the years, Helping Hands with some donations, as well as the Owensville school system, elementary all the way through high school. And then we also do a lot with the Chamber of Commerce.
Can you tell us about the beginnings of Lakeside Book Company and Custom Printing?
So I actually worked here for 7 years when Custom Printing Company with Don Lennar and his team. And there's been 8 different owners over those years that we've experienced. And today we're still doing the same sort of projects that we have. So a lot's changed, but we're still producing books and very competitive in the marketplace.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
We reached out to the family that initially brought this business to Owensville.
In the next clip, you will see an interview with a member of the Lenauer family. I'm here with Mark Lenauer. Mark, how are you today?
I'm well.
Can you tell us a bit about why your family decided to get into custom printing and how?
Actually it was my father started the business in 1960. He didn't go to college, he was just out of high school. He decided he wanted to get into the printing business, so he borrowed $500 from his mother, bought a small multi-lift press, and started doing business cards and letterheads. In 1969, we were needing more room. There was a building available in Owensville. Chamber of Commerce contacted us and said that this building was available, which happened to be at that time on Old Springfield Road. They were happy to see us come to Owensville. There was a need for a new employer due to the fact that Brown Shoe Company was closing a lot of their facilities throughout the state of Missouri, and Owensville was one of them. So moving to Owensville was good for us. It was good for Owensville. And time we moved here, we had 13 employees, continued to do government printing. And over the years, we built the building that the printing business is currently in now. We employed over 700 people at that particular point when we decided to sell. And we were generating $30 million in revenue that went out into the local community. So over the years, custom printing was good for Owensville. But I would also say, due to the work ethic, Owensville was very good for custom printing company. So it worked both ways. The people in Owensville had a work ethic that was just incredible. And that was the secret to the custom printing success.
We believe that Lakeside Book Company has shaped our community from an economic standpoint, as well as molded our community values of lending a helping hand.
We hope you enjoyed this look into a very crucial part of our community, and we'll leave you with some footage comparing then versus now.
Perhaps the biggest advantage that Owensville has to offer a prospective business is that the business is wanted and appreciated by the community. It is difficult to be successful where you are not wanted. The qualities of an area and of a people are difficult to assess. The Owensville community is unique from many other communities in that the great majority of people who live here do so because they want to, not because they have to. And because they want to live here, they have the concern and desire to be a part, to help, to belong, to make the community a better place to live, whether it be in joining a service organization, planting a flower bed for the annual Tulip Festival, building a float to be in the annual county fair, or helping to organize a community arts and crafts fair. The people of Owensville are involved and welcome those who will be a positive addition.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys listen to the OHS band here for the next minute while we are at halftime still of this JV basketball game. Thank you guys for staying tuned in with us. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your OHS pep band here at the gym tonight. And for all these conference games that you guys see for the rest of the way out, you're going to get to hear the pep band here at the high school. And, man, they make the environment so much more fun in this gymnasium. We get more students involved in all the things that are happening here. And, man, it made it a lot more fun last night. That was one of the things that I heard in class today from all the students about how much they enjoyed being able to have the band at the game, because it does make a huge difference. It just changes the entire vibe of the gymnasium and changes it in a very good way. Also, I can say that these band students do a great job of supporting the basketball team too. Last night they were very into, oh boy, the band is on the field. I'm just kidding, they're not on the field, but
Did you hear that no school tomorrow?
yeah, the word on the street is that there is no school tomorrow. So if you're watching the game, we just saw it pop across the text message system. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no school tomorrow. That's a cool message to be able to deliver in a live broadcast. So maybe that's going to change the energy in the gym tonight. We'll see. As Logan Valley gets the first points of the second quarter. Might want to zoom out just a little bit there. D. King says the band sounds great. Absolutely. They were so much fun last night, D. I know you were tuned into the game last night as well. I'm expecting another great night with the band up here. It seriously made it a lot better for me. I very, very much enjoyed it. So when the band plays, you'll see us take the camera over there to, give them a shout out, and much deserved. They do a great, great job. All right, Dutchmen look to try to score again here, as they have not given up any points this quarter, but have scored. Drew Chapman unable to get that one to go. To the 30 people that are tuned in right now, thank you very much. I like to try to make the announcement several times throughout the evening. Big shout out and thanks to Fitness Parlor for sponsoring this broadcast, as the sponsorships really help us get the equipment to be able to make what you guys see in these broadcasts and all the other things that we do in class. If you're curious as to what TV Studio actually does, my goodness, it's a lot of different things. We do podcasts. We do a weekly newscast that's done live that features more news type stuff. And then we do a daily newscast that is done quite literally every day that always has the announcements in the newscast. So if you want to know what's going on at the school, you can always check out our Facebook page and see those. We air them usually every single morning. So unless something interesting is going on at the school, like test-wise or something, as Bryce Crammy gets that three-pointer to fall, we always do the daily newscast. So another thing that we do is we do the short series, like I mentioned earlier. Miss Lily Reed, she is in a short series this year, Insider, and we have a second short series called Dutchman's Game, and both of those air from the TV Studio. Original series, original content, original story, all written and done by OHS high school students. And last but not least, probably our most championed thing that we do every single month is our monthly newscast, which showcases all the things happening, not only in our high school, but the district as well. So all those things are made possible by a lot of the support from the community, and we very appreciate it. So the quality of the things we've been able to do has increased greatly by those sponsorships, and I can't say thank you enough. Again, thanks to the Fitness Parlor, 24-hour gym here in Owensville. Make sure you check them out. All right, we got a timeout called here by the Dutchmen, Dutch Girl cheerleaders, trying to get the crowd excited, which I would imagine the crowd's going to be really excited now that they found out school's been canceled tomorrow. Lily, how do you feel about that? Does it break your heart?
No.
Oh.
It made a difference either way.
I was good either way. I love my job, so thankfully coming to school.
It definitely means that we're not getting our episode done.
Oh, yeah, this is going to make things a little bit more challenging with the short series.
We were going to film yesterday a lot, and then we can't, most likely, which maybe because it was going to be after school, but we'll see.
Go ahead and show you guys the most recent highlight that I took here. If you're wondering how these highlights work, basically every time we make a scoring play, I wait about 5-6 seconds, and then that was looks like a Bryce Crammy 3 ball. I wait about 5 or 6 seconds, and then I push a button on it's called a stream deck. The stream deck clips out the previous 20 seconds, and then I can always revisit my most recent highlight by pushing another combination of buttons on the Stream Deck as well. So it might sound confusing, but really it's just a push of a couple buttons. The only thing I can't do mid-game is go back to like a highlight that was like 2 or 3 highlights ago. It's always just whatever the most recent one was. So now during the varsity game, I will try to bring you the first half highlights in one video after the first half is over, as Kylan Min, sophomore, able to get that one to go, number 1. Way to go, Kylan. Dutchmen trail by 20 right now with about 3.5 minutes left to go here in this third quarter, as Kylan gets the steal after making the bucket, but then he turns it over himself. Now the Dutchmen have a foul on the floor by Drew Chapman, Jr.
Do you want me to move this down or just leave it here?
Well, you want to have the whole backboard in, so I would actually maybe zoom out just a little bit. There you go. That's a little bit over. That's perfect right there, because then you got that wing. That's perfect. Is Maddox working tonight?
Yes, he is. He's just enjoying life at Walmart.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Maddox always makes my day much better whenever I go into Walmart and I'm able to get checked out by Maddox.
I can't. I'm not allowed to. I never go to his line because then I feel really awkward.
That's fair. I worked at Walmart for quite a long time. Some of the best years of my life.
I don't want to go into his line and then like him get yelled at or something for.
Like, yeah. No, I get that. That's fair. Technically, you're not supposed to like check out family members and significant others and things like that. So I totally understand that.
I avoid it.
That's fair. There's other checkout spots. Makes it easier.
Sometimes.
But no, I worked at Walmart for 4 years while I was going through college, and had a lot of fun memories from working there. There are some days that I really miss it. And actually, during the holidays, some people talk about how retail is so crazy during the holidays, and there's no doubt it definitely is, and it can be very stressful. But I will say that there was something about the holidays that just made me love working at Walmart. Oh, it's a good block there from number 1, Kylan Mins. He's been very busy this quarter, making buckets, getting steals, getting a block. Love to see it.
Yeah, every time Maddox gets off work, I ask him how work was, and he always tells me it was work. That's all he gives me.
Yep.
And then about a week later, he'll tell me who he saw that
great
day.
hustle play by Cohen, unable to get the ball to bounce out of bounds. What was the last thing you said there, Lily?
I said after about a week, he'll tell me who he saw that day. He'll remember, oh, this person said hi.
So here's one thing that you can imagine about me, Lily. Would you say it's fair that I like to talk?
Yeah.
So working at Walmart for me, man, I was talking all the time. There's all kinds of people at Walmart.
I like to talk a lot.
Yeah?
Just sometimes not so much.
Yeah, see, I don't ever have that problem.
Well, like, it depends on what this person's trying to talk to me about. Sometimes people just talk to me too long.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. There's a social awareness piece of it for sure. But no, I love running into people. I love talking to people, especially people I don't get to see that often. And there's no better place to run into people than Walmart. That's for sure. I worked at Walmart in Owensville for 2 years while I was going to East Central College. And then after I graduated from East Central, I moved to Warrensburg to go to UCM, and I actually transferred Walmarts. And I worked at that Walmart, I want to say for a semester, but I just didn't get the same vibes as the friendly folks at the Owensville Walmart.
That's because you didn't know anyone.
That's true. That's true.
You didn't know who's going to yap and who was not going to talk to you.
That's true. I didn't know all the townies in Warrensburg. I did get to know quite a few, but not all of them.
Yeah.
But also, whenever I worked in Owensville, I was always either in lawn and garden, which, man, I love lawn and garden. Get to be outside, chucking bags of mulch, watering flowers.
Maddox's stepsister does that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And then I worked in electronics photo lab for a while, which, being a tech nerd, I enjoyed that as well. As Cohen Brooks here is going to the line. But when I went to Warrensburg, I was a cashier, and cashier was just a little bit tougher for me. I liked the ability to move around and things like that, so cashier wasn't really my favorite spot. But I just feel like for an 8-hour shift, it was hard for me to get through it.
Yeah, I don't know how Maddox does it. I get so bored. I would get so bored.
Cohen Brooks gets the second free throw to go there. But there are some people that they do that, and they absolutely love it.
Yeah, I could not. In no way, shape, or form.
I like the variety that I had at Walmart. I would cashier sometimes in Owensville when they needed help up there. And you know what I actually really enjoyed? This is going to sound crazy. Most people tell me I'm crazy for this, but I love to push carts. I just love to be outside. Cohen Brooks gets the 3 off, and he's going to be a little bit short on that 3. But we come up with a rebound. Brogan Kelly, oh my goodness, kind of extended the arm there. I thought maybe he'd get an offensive foul there, but not. Cohen gets another 3 off, and that 3 he does get to fall. Dutchmen within 21 now as they're down by a score of 48-27. St. James number 14, that's going to be Mr. I think that's Ridenauer. Yeah, that's Jackson Spurgeon. He gets that bucket underneath the rim. Our foreign exchange student, Lex Mosler, tried to work it into Brogan Kelly, but it gets picked off. But Lex pokes away and almost gets the steal there. Lex Mosler, you might remember if you watched any of our football broadcasts, he was the kicker for the Dutchman team this year. Did a great job kicking the ball. I'll never forget the first game of the season. He made a really good field goal, and, man, I was hyped. And a lot of his friends from Germany were actually tuned into that broadcast, and they were popping in the chat, giving their support to Mr. Lex Mosler. Could you zoom in on Lex for me for a second during this free throw? He is on the other side of the free throw shooter.
Right there. He's right there.
There we go. There's our foreign exchange student, Lex. Great student here at OHS. I got to have him in my accounting class for first semester. Very bright, does a good job. I always love getting to know the foreign exchange students because they obviously offer a completely different perspective. And, man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of good ones over the years.
Second free throw is good.
That improves the St. James lead by 25 here in this third quarter. Braden Perkins gets a 3 off. He's a little long on, a little strong. Logan Valley comes down with the rebound. Gets it back out to Henry Womack. Henry Womack is also a little bit long. Back to Lex Mosler. 10 seconds left. Dutchman might hold for the last shot here. Ball's going to be stolen. And then stolen. And then Braden goes up with it, gets blocked. And that's going to end the third quarter. And let's go ahead and check out the band here in just a second as they're going to get geared up to play here in between the quarters. So I'll stop talking so you guys can hear our OHS band. OHS band is always getting after and always having a fun time. I absolutely love them being at these basketball games. You're going to hear me reiterate that many, many times tonight. Lily, can you go zoom in on those youngsters down there in those matching shirts? I think tonight's another Booster Club night. Last night we honored the Dutch Girls Booster Club players from 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I believe. And I think tonight we're going to honor the boys basketball players since it's a boys games fitting. So shout out to them. You'll probably see them in between games, I'm guessing. There's nothing really to do when it's this cold out, Lily. So I think I actually remember seeing a youth basketball picture where you were a little basketballer as well.
Yeah. Till 8th grade. I stopped playing in high school.
Okay. You play soccer, though. That's one of your passions.
Yeah, I play soccer year-round.
Heck yeah. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There you go. Good idea. So St. James is able to clean up their own air ball and go back up with it. They get it to go to improve their lead to 27. So like I said, if they get that 30-point mark, we will have a running clock, and that will take us all the way to the into the game. But Logan Valley says not so fast as he gets his second and one of the night. He'll go to the free throw line. He is leading these Dutchmen JV players in scoring now. He's got 10 points, trying to go find number 11. So Logan Valley doing a great job out on the floor for these Dutchmen. Tyrese down there helping out at the scorers table, as they've done for so many years. Looks like we must have stepped out of bounds per the referee there, so that's going to turn it back over to be St. James ball. St. James brings it up the court with number 5, who is Gage Martin. If you are tuning in from St. James tonight, first off, I want to say thank you for joining us. And second off, I want to say I do the best that I can to try to call a fair game. But at the end of the day, I am a teacher here at the Owensville High School, and I will always have some personal bias, and I'll be rooting for our Dutchmen. But we do like to give props where props are well-deserved. And what I will say, last night during the girls' basketball game, number 5, Lydia Kimnitzer, and her sister, Paige Kimnitzer, man, they were awesome to watch. Absolutely great basketball players. Lydia is the senior girls basketball player for the Lady Tigers in St. James, and man, she has a motor and she works hard out on the court. It was absolutely awesome to get to watch her play last night. I made a lot of comparisons last night to her and Allie Daniels. I feel like they're, maybe the heart of the team. They work really, really hard, and they're very, very competitive. As the Tigers get a steal here, and they're able to put that one away to extend the lead now to 27 again. So a 3-ball, and we're to a running clock here at this point. So, but yeah, the Lady Tigers in St. James are no stranger to success, as they've had a lot of success on the basketball end for a long running now, with Terry Wells as their coach, and Cohen Brooks gets another 3 to go. That's at least his second of the game. Takes him to 10 points. St. James answers with a 2 of their own. Well, as I was saying, those St. James Lady Tigers, they've made state runs a long time and had a lot of success as well. And going into last night's game, I did not know this until after the game, but the Dutch girls were ranked 5th in Class 4, and the Lady Tigers were ranked 6th in Class 4. So we're not in the same district. However, it is entirely possible and maybe even likely that we run into each other in the postseason if the Dutch girls and the Lady Tigers are able to get out of their districts. So that would be something to stay tuned to. Anybody from Owensville definitely remembers that run that the Dutch girls went on last year. So many great memories as they went to go play in the Final Four. And I think the game that sticks out the most is that absolute, I guess it's fair to call it a dogfight out in Aurora, as we played the Hound Dogs. Their team name was quite literally the Hound Dogs. And it was an unbelievable environment to get to watch a high school basketball game in. And the Dutch girls were able to be victorious, and that's what advanced them to the Final Four. Secured them 2 more games. They would go on to lose those 2 games, but they secured 4th in the state, and that is good enough for a banner here in the gymnasium. Lily, could you go up to their banner for a second? It's over there by the windmill, bottom right by the windmill. Zoom in on that. That's the squad from last year that I'm referencing. Emma Daniels, Audrey Colosio, and Anya Binkle were the 3 at the top. They were the seniors that led the way. And then you're going to see a lot of names on there that are still on the team this year. So very, very exciting as Lily takes us back across the gymnasium to the actual action happening here. Three-ball off by St. James, and they are off the mark. And Wyatt Lewis, sophomore, comes down with that board. But yeah, the run those state girls went on last year, man, it was just so fun to watch. And I think they have aspirations and goals of trying to do something similar this year. So we'll see how it plays out. But the win against the Lady Tigers last night was definitely a big one, especially for conference play. Sets the girls up with a very good chance at trying to become conference champions, as they've already taken down Herman. So they've got wins against Herman and St. James now. I know they traveled to New Haven later this week, And we play Union next week on Friday for homecoming here at OHS. So very excited about that. I'm gonna put Lily on the hot seat here in a second because I've got a question for her about homecoming.
What?
Well, Lily, as you know, I am an old fart, and I'm used to dances after homecoming, and this is the first year that they're going to try something.
I don't go to them.
Do what?
I don't go to them.
See, that's what I'm saying. Us old farts, we like to go out and dance after the homecoming game, but we're not having a dance this year. We're having it's like a game night or something. They're gonna have games set up, and I even saw they're gonna have a bounce house, which I thought was hilarious because I can only imagine some of these high schoolers going crazy about a bounce house.
Yeah, Maddox is really looking forward to it. We never go, but he really wants to go this year.
It sounds like you're going.
We have Scholar Bowl really early the next morning.
Oh, really? That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Kylan Mins gets the 3-ball off, and bang! He gets it to go. Kylan Mins with a big 3-ball here late in the fourth quarter. 2.5 minutes remain, and the Dutchmen trail by 24. I see Charlie Katzolf, a freshman. He is now on the floor as St. James is going to get called for a travel. I think Katzolf is the first freshman I've seen enter the game, but I guess I'm going to have to announce another freshman as Mr. Gabe Medlock is entering the game, number 11. So got a couple freshmen on the floor for the first time in this JV game now. To the 43 viewers right now, somebody help me out. Get us to that 1,890 subscribers. That number you see in the bottom left, that's the subscriber number. Somebody help me out. Let's get to 1,890. And typically whenever I say that, somebody goes and unfollows just to change that number if they're already following. But if you haven't followed yet, give us that subscribe and you'll see that number go up to 1,890.
I'll be the unsubscriber just for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Then no one else can.
We usually get a couple more subscribers every time we do a live broadcast, and I'm always appreciative of that. It's been fun to watch that number grow. I think and this is going to sound nerdy and really old of me, but I just see myself being a TV studio teacher, I'm 60 years old, and I'm like, getting to class. I don't know if I'll be teaching still while I'm 60, but oh, somebody did it. Whoever did it, thank you. You see that number go up to 1,890. But I look back at our broadcast from last year where we weren't even to 1,000 subscribers yet, and it's just kind of cool to see that it's grown so much and more people know about it. So I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you to whoever that subscriber was. You're the bomb diggity. Is that cool to say?
No, you say it all the time. It's really gross.
Well, the kids these days, they have their own lingo. They're talking about
Stop
Riz.
saying these days.
These days.
I really want you to change. You send out those Google Forms every week. I really want you to add another option that just says option 3. So I don't have to push.
So you don't have to choose any of my silly options?
No, because they're really
What she's referencing is every single week in TV studio, I give the students as Kylan Mins gets another 3-pointer to go. Dutchman pulled within 23 here with a minute and a half left in this fourth and final quarter before the varsity game takes place. But, no, I make a Google form every week just to give the students an idea of how our YouTube channel is performing, how many subscribers did we grow last week, what were some popular videos that we posted, just some insights basically, which I can see since I have access to the TV studio account as Charlie Katzolf gets a bucket here, a freshman in the JV game for these Dutchmen. Very good job, Charlie Katzolf. And then he comes on the other end, makes a good hustle play as the referee falls into the St. James bench. He's fine, though.
Mr. T, I don't think
the form is just to basically keep you guys updated. And I add funny things on there that they have to select.
Funny?
It's funny to me. I guess it's not funny to them. A lot of things like the bomb diggity. But, I didn't grow up in the skibbity toilet rizlet era,
Don't
like
say
you guys
that.
have.
I have never said those words in my life.
Yeah, but that's what your peers say.
Okay, well, I never,
If
ever.
I had $1 for every time I heard a student walk down the halls of OHS and say skibbity toilet, I'd have a lot of dollars.
I've never spoken on my peers' intelligence. Okay?
You have some intelligent peers. I know Maddox Parker.
do,
That kid is really smart.
And I think I've maybe heard him say that twice in my life. Never all of those words together. And I think one of the times was repeating you.
Oh, that's fair. Ooh, I like the little floater attempt there from Cohen Brooks. Unable to get it to go. And then I think Gabe Oberle's got swatted. crowd here at they call it the Mill. The Mill is starting to grow a little bit as we get closer to this varsity game, and our live viewer count is also starting to grow as Wyatt Lewis gets the steal, tries to go out for the layup, and is unable to get it to go. And now we're going to go back to the band as you're seeing the teams shake hands as they head off the court. You hear the fight song playing. It means varsity basketball is getting ready to take place here at Owensville High School. You know what I think I need to do, Lily? I think I need to learn the fight song dance that the cheerleaders do. Would that be cool?
I think you should film it.
I think the students would love that.
Yeah, maybe not for the same reason you're thinking.
Hey, you want to hear something really disturbing, Lily?
What?
When I was in high school for homecoming one year for football, my senior year, as we're announcing these, I think they said this was the 6th graders, maybe?
Yeah.
I believe so. That's the 6th grade basketball booster players here in Owensville. Led by Matt Crammy and Mr. Meyer.
Up next, we'll introduce the 5th grade team.
I don't know if you can hear it over the headsets here, but now we got the 5th grade team coming.
Zeke Johnson, Joseph Benson, Trevor Nolan,
A lot of smiles down there with that crew. Love to see it.
There's Tucker Sassman's little brother.
Oh, very good.
Drayton Bruno, and Nigel Bruno. They're led by head coach Devin Johnson. He's assisted by coach Nick Dalton.
Zoom in on those cheese and smiles down there. I'd love to see that. Look at all those guys. What I was saying earlier, there's nothing to do in the wintertime, so why not get in a gym and play a little basketball? It's a little too cold out. Get a good sweat, good workout into the gym. Got the 4th grade team now, booster basketball.
Jackson Black, Owen Steinbeck, Hugh Steinbeck, Bryson Meyer, Eli Glenn,
See one of my former teammates down there on the ball diamond, Ethan Jors.
Brett McKinney, Matter Owers. They're led by head coach Ty McKinney. He's assisted by Ethan Owers.
Ty McKinney and Ethan Jors. Two guys that I went to school with, two good guys.
Let's give one more big round of applause for our 6th grade, 5th grade, and 4th grade basketball boys teams.
I'm going to go take the camera over there to those young men. There we go. That's going to be who we see on these courts in due time. Time goes by quick. They'll be out there before they know it. Let's see. Hey, Maya. Trying to see which hype video Maya was going to choose to play tonight. I got 2 of them on there now. I haven't updated one. I wonder which one she will play. We have the video board in here. Depending on which one she plays, if she plays the newer one, I'll have you. Nope, never mind.
This is your game now.
You take the camera down there to the basketball players. They're at the entrance. There we go.
Hey, Jaden.
No, they're fine. They're fine. On the board right now, they're playing the hype video for these Dutchman basketball players.
From the soles of your feet, every ounce of blood you got in your body, lay it on the line with the final whistle blown.
Senior Jansen Lev, senior Zayden Gates, that's senior Brandon Graham, junior Drew Chapman, junior Logan Valley, Lex Mosler, Henry Womack, Bryce Crammy, Wyatt Lewis, Chase Crosby, Keegan Glauser, Brady Watson. This will be your varsity Dutchman squad. Then we'll see them enter the court here in just a moment. Hey, thanks, Colin Fromm. I appreciate that. Something new we decided to do. I think we like that a little bit better. And here come your Owensville Dutchmen as they take the floor. All right, we'll go through warm-ups now. Lily, if I could get your help, I always like it if we can zoom in on the seniors one at a time. I'll try to give a little bit of information. If you zoom in on a senior and just follow them around, I'll give you some information about these the seniors on this Dutchman squad. And it looks like Lily has gone to one of the brothers Graham. That's Brandon Graham right there. You might want to zoom out a little bit. It is really hard to follow when you're that zoomed in.
Hey, there you go. There's another one.
Go find Big G again since I was on.
Yeah, he went over there.
He's over here in this corner. Brandon Graham, he's one of the big men for the Dutchmen. Him and his twin brother, Eli Graham, are on this Dutchman basketball squad, and they patrol the rim quite a bit. You're going to see them in the paint most of the game and bringing down rebounds and going back up to try to score for these Dutchmen. One thing that I will say about Brandon I think is absolutely awesome is I think he's the best free throw shooter on the team. I had a couple sophomores, Chase Crosby and Brady Watson and Keegan Glauser up here one time, and I made a comment about how good Brandon seems to be at shooting free throws, and they said something along the lines of they think he has the best free throw shooting percentage on the team. Brandon also just a great student here at OHS, member of the golf team. He's tried just about every sport, and I know basketball is definitely one of his favorites. So BG, excited to see you play tonight. Always excited to see you play. If you want to find another one for me. Oh, wow. There it is. There's EG. So Eli Graham, you're going to hear me talk about the brothers Graham quite a lot. Eli is Brandon's twin brother, but they don't really look alike. What is that? Is that paternal twins or fraternal twins? You should know this. You're a twin.
I think it's fraternal.
Anyways, they're twins, but they are not identical. Eli, I've gotten to have Eli in class. He's an absolute goon. He's a lot of fun. Also a multi-sport athlete and the school record holder in the discus. Eli holds the school record in the discus and does a great job at competing in track here for these Owensville Dutchmen. Going to see big things from both of the brothers Graham down low tonight. Give me another senior. Noah Caldwell. Zoom in a little bit more on Noah. I've had the pleasure of having Noah in class in middle school. He was one of my math students in middle school, so I've known him for a long time. Comes from a great family like all of these kids, and Noah is also in my TV studio class right now. Runs a podcast called 28 Nothing But Change with one of his fellow classmates, Logan Bailey. Noah, you see that knee brace on his right knee. One of the really good feel-good stories of this Dutchman basketball team. He came out his freshman year, got some varsity time, great ball handler, good decision maker, great court vision. Just does a great job for these Dutchmen. But he tore his ACL in his sophomore season, came out his junior season excited to play again and had a freak incident where he tore his other ACL. So in a span of 2 years, he tore each ACL, and both were just relatively freak accidents. And Noah is now back in his senior year. It's great to see him back out on the court. He is committed to go golf in college, so he will be pursuing athletics in college still as a golfer. And just excited to see him play basketball this year. And he does a great job for the Dutchmen, not only on the floor, but in the classroom and in the community. So thankful for all Noah does for our school. Give me another one. Zayden Gates. Probably heard me call Zayden's name a lot during the football season, as he was one of the best wide receivers that we've had for the last few years. Very athletic young man, plays shortstop for the baseball team, and one of the starters night in, night out on this basketball team. Zayden, I've got to have several of his brothers. Isaiah Gates, you probably heard his name a lot with the football team, and then also Javante Gates. I got to be all of their baseball coaches at one point. These are competitive kids and also incredibly polite. Zayden does a great job in the classroom here at OHS, and he's probably one of the most soft-spoken but friendly people that you will ever meet. I enjoy having Zayden in my TV studio class as well. Always does a great job. Give me another one. Mr. Jansen Leb, the MVP, as they called him after the Mizzou Arena game where the Dutchmen defeated the Lynn Wildcats for the Norm Stewart Classic. Dutchmen went to the Mizzou Arena in Columbia to play a basketball game for the first time. The girls had done it the last 2 years, and this was the boys' first time, and it was a blast. Jansen played very well in that game, and one of the things Jansen is most known for on the basketball court is his sharp shooting. He's a very good three-point shooter, and he's not afraid to shoot the ball. So you'll see him catch and shoot. You'll see him shoot in little space, and he's one of the best shooters on the team. So as he gets something to fall, he's one of the ones that will start drawing more coverage because he does have that good shot. Jansen, also a baseball player. One of my favorite memories of Jansen was the first year I was the head coach at the time. We took the boys to Busch Stadium to play a game. Jansen was just a freshman, and he hit a laser beam line drive in his at-bat. It was caught, but, man, off the bat, you see that, on TV so much. Cardinals players hitting laser beam line drives. And it was just awesome. I know it was a cool experience for all the players on the team, and Jansen's a great guy. Also in my TV studio class, so I get to see Jansen every day and had have a great time with Jansen. Who else we got out there? Is that all the seniors, or are we missing one?
I think that's all. There's only 5 over there.
I think you're right. Could you do me a favor? I want to jump over to the sophomores real quick. I'd like to talk about...
I don't know any underclassmen.
I can help you do that one. So, right now shooting, he just shot. That is Keegan Glauser. If you can zoom, there you go, you got it. Keegan Glauser, one of the sophomores. I mentioned it during the JV game, but we have a really strong sophomore class here at OHS with just a lot of guys that play basketball. And it's no slight to the junior class. It's just the numbers in the sophomore class are so much bigger. And it's a little bit unique, especially in boys sports in high school, to have underclassmen and starting lineups and things like that. And for these Dutchmen basketball team, we have 3 sophomores that do start night in and night out on the varsity level, Keegan being one of them. We had him in an interview up here a few weeks ago. This guy, whenever we get into big game situations, he never shies away from them. He lives for that big moment. He performs really well. And the one thing that I will say that I've seen from Keegan in his last couple games, I'm hoping to continue seeing tonight, is he is able to get to the rack. He's able to get to the rim so frequently. He's got a lot of confidence. He is a lefty, so it does look a little bit strange for some people with a shot every now and then just because it's coming from a different side. But great job getting to the bucket and great leader on this Dutchman basketball team. In between Zayden and Jansen on the three-point line up there is Chase Crosby. Chase Crosby, you're on him, you got it. Chase might be one of the most athletic people in the entire high school right now as a sophomore. You hear us call his name a lot during football season as he's the other wide receiver, the opposite side of Zayden Gates, who we talked about earlier, a senior who just shot the ball on screen. Chase, sophomore, also does track. He does high jump. has a lot of success in the track and field world as well, but that just comes along with being a great athlete. There were times last year when he was a freshman, I can remember calling some games with Coach Dave Kopelman up here where he made some moves that I was just absolutely shocked by. And it's one of those things where I asked him last year, where does the confidence come as a freshman and now still an underclassman to go out there and perform on the varsity level where you would think there's a little bit more pressure? And his response, I'll never forget, he said, well, I made it through football season. I was nervous during football season. He said, I think I'm done being nervous. And that was as a freshman. So the one thing that I will say about his game that I expect to see and continue seeing tonight, he's got a great jump shot. So he's shooting threes right now, but he's also got this spot. It's about maybe 4 feet in from the free throw line that he likes to get to on the floor, and he's incredibly good at shooting from this spot. Fadeaways, getting away from his defender. He's got that spot on the floor, and you'll see a lot of people who are good shooters, they just have a spot where they're comfortable from, and Chase does a good job of getting to that spot and getting the bucket to fall. We've seen it all season long. And then we have one more sophomore that I like to talk about. He's right next to Chase, right there, yeah. That's Brady Watson. Brady Watson, he's in my intro to business class right now, and getting to know him pretty well this year. And here's what I can tell you about Brady. You wouldn't know how competitive he was until you see him actually in the game. He's pretty calm, cool, and collected. Also, a little bit more soft-spoken, at least in the classroom. But what I will tell you about his game that I think is just so impressive is his floor vision is absolutely fantastic. He's great at passing the ball. He's got a good three-point shot as well. And Brady just has a knack for finding the open man down the floor. So no-look passes, little spin passes that he tells me gets him into a little bit of trouble. But he's a guy that's on the floor for these Dutchmen that has a lot of confidence, and he's got a lot of playing time now. So he's building confidence and getting better every game. Excited to see that tonight. I'm going to go ahead and run it to a 30-second commercial as I've got another TV studio student up here to help out with the broadcast tonight. I'm going to get a headset on him, and then I'm going to show him what to do on a video camera. Enjoy this short 30-second commercial from Legends Bank here in Owensville as I will mute myself and you guys can see this.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back here. Lily, if you want to go down there to those St. James players, I would love to talk about those pants. And joining us on the broadcast now is Mr. Timmy Winterbauer. Timmy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Oh, man, I'm a little bit loud.
A little bit hot. I got you. You project a little bit more than who I had up here last night. So how was your day today, Timmy?
I mean, my day was pretty good. How was your day?
You know, I really can't complain, and I'm assuming that you've heard the news that we have a snow day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I was actually on my way here, and I get a call. I'm like, oh, man, there's no school. Couldn't be more happier.
Heck yeah. So as a senior, I'm sure those snow days, you'll take them anytime you can get them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to be my last few, so.
Hey, Lily, will you do me a favor? Will you take the camera and point it over here at Timmy real quick so we can see his get-up? He's got like a old school, maybe, are we going like Adam Sandler vibe? What is the theme tonight, Timmy?
Well, the theme is O-Block.
It's what?
The theme is kind of O-Block. The students came up with it. The school really didn't have any affiliation with it tonight.
Oh, okay.
So, like.
I like it. You're giving me Adam Sandler vibes.
Yeah.
I dig it. All right, next, those St. James basketball players, we talked about it with the girls last night. I've heard that the girls don't like the pinstripe warm-ups. Maybe not quite as modern, but I'm not going to lie. I dig the pinstripes. It reminds me of, like, the Hoosiers.
Imagine that.
I know. I also
In orange, that'd be sick.
No, that'd be so terrible.
I also mess with the pinstripes, and I like how they're the breakaway pants and everything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
That's, I'm for it. I feel like most of the female population's not really into that, but
Yeah,
I can dig it.
I was at a college visit the other day, and the girls were telling me about how their college coach was trying to pick out their warm-ups for soccer for the next year, and they couldn't. They literally said no to every single thing he said yes to. It was bad.
Zoom in on those guys, Timmy. We've got a couple other guys from the O block, I guess is what we're calling it. We'll show you the get up here in just a second. I think we're up top. Up top. They're just sitting down. Who the heck is that? Oh, is that Weston Crammy?
One's Weston Crammy. And you got Matt Eckelkamp right there. Tyson Kitzel. Right there, that guy with the hat on. That's Leo. The guy's from Germany. Who else? We got Ken Walker and Owensville veteran Cody Lanauer.
Wow. Okay, so I guess that's what the O block looks like tonight. Very interesting. Very interesting. And it looks like we are getting ready to do the announcing of the starting lineup, so I'm going to make myself quiet so you guys can hear Coach Steve Benton do the announcing. Timmy, if you want to take yours down to St. James, actually, let's get one of your guys on the video board if you don't mind.
Up there?
Timmy, if you want to zoom around the gym during the national anthem, you can feel free to do so. Oh, actually, they're doing a live. Oh. right, that is your Owensville High School band forming the national anthem live tonight. Timmy, if you want to go down to that St. James bench, they're going to be giving us the starting lineups. And Lily, if you want to go down to our Owensville bench. Tate Groover, number 1. Nick Gleason, number 2 for the St. James Tigers. Number 13, a 6'3 junior, JV Muir. 22, Isaiah Carrier, a senior, 6'1". And then 32, Aiden Boone, a sophomore at 5'11". And now for your Dutchmen. That sophomore squad I was talking about, number 4, Brady Watson. Keegan Glauser, number 15 for these Dutchmen, also a sophomore. Last sophomore of the starting crew, that's Chase Crosby. Zayden Gates, a senior here at OHS. And last but not least, Brothers Graham, Mr. Eli Graham. We're about ready for the tip-off here, ladies and gentlemen. Timmy, what's the atmosphere like in here tonight?
Atmosphere's amazing. I think, especially with how the game went last night with the Dutch girls, I think it's going to carry on over tonight. Usually I'm out there in the student section, you know, screaming, having a good time. But tonight I decided to take a break. Still being a part of the theme and everything. But yeah,
you're killing it, Timmy. You're killing it. Timmy, also one of our TV studio students this year. He's a member of the short series, the Dutchmen game, so I've got a member of each short series up here on cameras with me tonight and couldn't be more thankful to have you guys. All right, and Timmy, remember, you're my zoom-in cam. Lily, you're my zoom-out cam. So, Lily, just like last game, and then, Timmy, I will definitely go to you every single time that we score a basket. So make sure you zoom in on that guy. And then free throws, Timmy, you're also my cam. So, Lily, you don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, first bucket is not made by the St. James Tigers. Brady Watson, sophomore, comes down with it. And Keegan looks to set up the offense. What have you noticed in the games that you've watched so far this season from these Dutchman basketball players, Timmy?
You know, I think they have a good head on their shoulders. Beginning of the season, they're looking really good, and then I think they went in a little bit of a rut, and now they're finding their way back out really well, I think. I think they're definitely out here to compete.
There's going to be a bucket there for Tate Groover, a junior, 5'10", for the St. James Tigers. Gets the first bucket of the game. And we got a kickball from 32 as he was face guarding Mr. Brady Watson there. And it looks like they're going to do the same thing they did in the JV game and playing that full court press to try to force some errors. But I don't think we're going to see as many errors from this varsity squad. We will see. We will see. We are underway here, though. Dutchman break, full court press, and get across. Look to set up the offense here. Feed it down low to Eli Graham. Eli Graham tries to work on his man. He's got the bucket. He's got the strength. That's going to be the first one of the night.
Well, number 41, Eli Graham, has some new kicks on tonight. He's usually rocking some strap-on LeBrons.
Oh, okay, okay. That's some insight that I never would have known, Timmy. I appreciate it. And you did a good job of zooming in on Eli there after the bucket. Ooh, we got a block there, it looks like, but they're able to get their own rebound. They come up with it. Number 1, Tate Groover, trying to play pretty tight there on Keegan, but he breaks the press. These sophomores, they're just calm, cool, and collected.
I know. This sophomore group, it's really amazing what they've done, especially within the last 2 seasons. I'm really excited to see where they go by the time their senior year comes.
St. James is beating us in transition a little bit right now on these last 2 buckets to make it 6-2. Chase Crosby comes up to help in the backcourt, get it across. Now he is double teamed. He's going to turn the ball over to number 32, Aiden Boone. And then we've got a foul on the floor here. It's going to be on 25, Chase Crosby. Will not send him to the line. He's got an inbound here as the Dutchmen are going to try to get this thing under control here nice and early. Lily, what are you seeing so far?
I don't know. Oh, like I did not move the camera there because I was focused on what you were saying. I don't know.
Oh, in and out. Friendly roll for the Dutchmen, and maybe a friendly call there from the official as Eli Graham definitely had the inside, but they're saying it got poked out of bounds there by number 13, which is their big man, JV Muir.
They're definitely handling the ball a lot better whenever they go across. Dribbling, not passing. I mean dribbling.
Yeah, there's a lot more confidence in dribbling with this group, and that is that spot from Chase Crosby. You're going to see him get to that spot a lot tonight, and that's where he wants to feast from. He's a great shooter, especially from there, as St. James plays a little bit of tic-tac-toe to get that basket. They take an early lead here, 8-2, as the Dutchmen are going to have to get this thing under control. We don't want to let it get too far out, but basketball is a game of runs, so the Dutchmen have had several instances this year where they have been down and made big comebacks.
I mean, yeah, I was
to the end.
I wasn't here for the one game, but the game against Dixon I heard was an amazing game, especially with that team being 15-2, I think it was. I think that was really amazing. Good win for the Dutchmen. I think it really gained them a lot of confidence, too.
I agree with you, Timmy. That was a really fun game to get to. Be a foul on number 2. Got a little bit too much up in Brothers Graham Grill there. Eli Graham. Number 2 is Nick Gleason, going to be his first of the game. On the floor, going to inbound it here. Senior Jansen Leb, 34. Looks like he entered the game early on for Brady Watson. Not sure if something was going on. I'm not really sure. I didn't see anything. Got a kickball. That's a second kickball by 32, which is not a foul that counts against the players. I don't even really know what you'd call it. If anybody knows in the chat, hit us up so I can know. But it's not really a foul. It's just it's an inbound. Get it out to Zayden Gates at the top of the key. He finds Keegan Glauser, but the pass was a little too hot to handle. St. James inbounds it. The only common opponent, Timmy, that I was talking about was these Dutchmen beat the Dixon Bulldogs, and St. James did not beat the Bulldogs. They lost to the Bulldogs. Early on in the season, St. James did beat Herman in a shootout, but I don't think a shootout is the same thing as like a regular game. And the Dutchmen did not fare very well against Herman last week. So really, this could be anybody's game. Can't really judge it off past performances. Student section comes alive. It's going to be out of bounds, and it is going to
be White's ball, it looks like.
I don't know. You can see Coach Van Leer down there talking.
Never mind.
And, Timmy, anytime there's like a stoppage in play, feel free to zoom in on whatever you think is the most interesting, and I'll always go to that cam.
You got it, boss.
I was wondering what Coach Van Leer was saying there. I don't really know how that wasn't Dutchman ball, but I don't get paid to officiate. It's probably a good thing because officiating.
And I mean, in all honesty, I'm just a wrestler, so not a whole lot I know about basketball, but I enjoy being here and yelling.
And we had Coach Howard up here last night. We're going to talk about some wrestling with you, Timmy, since we got you at some point this evening. So stay tuned for those questions, ladies and gentlemen. They got district coming up here in 2 weeks for the boys and this Friday for the girls. Keegan Glauser at the top of the key. Gets over to Jansen Leb. Told you Jansen's a shooter. Oh, and they pulled off of him. Jansen's going to wish he had that shot back. He makes that 8 out of 10 times. Unable to get it to fall there, though. Eli Graham playing defense. Strong take there by number 13, Muir, for the St. James Tigers, but just unable to get it to go. Not a lot of scoring here in the early going, as the Dutchmen have another unforced error. Those turnovers are going to be what kills you. Colin Fromm, I see you down there. I heard about a really long now airing. I was told I need to listen to. When's it coming out? To be determined, Colin. To be determined. And by really long, that is an understatement of the year. Anytime you film a 7-hour-long podcast, that is a long podcast.
You filmed a 7-hour-long podcast?
I did film a 7-hour-long podcast with my bandmates this past weekend.
Wow.
It was a riot.
I would not listen to that.
That's a lot of listening. That's a large commitment right there. We film one podcast a year when we write music, and that would be the one. As number 1 gets it off, and BG, great job on the boards. Big, long, lanky arms. Able to get it down. Oh! Keegan Glauser takes it to the rack, unable to get the bucket, but does draw the foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. Timmy, I'm going to your cam now. I always just try to have the shooter and the entire backboard in the shot when we're on free throws here. That's perfect right there, Tim. Way to go. Keegan is going to get the first one to fall. Brings the Dutchman within 5 here. We could cut the lead in half with these St. James Tigers here. We can make it 8-4 with this free throw. And Keegan is able to get that to fall. So, and then after that, Timmy, I would just follow Keegan on the way down. I always try to follow to whoever makes the basket. Oh, wow, I see Tessa Reed down there sporting a do-rag. That's a sight I didn't think I'd ever see.
It was funny on the way here. She actually called cameras like, "Ooh, is it okay if I wear this? You think?"
There's nothing wrong with a do-rag. A little long on that shot. Chase Crosby comes down with the rebound. Dutchman trail by 4. Let's cut that lead in half here, gentlemen. Give props to these St. James defenders as they have held these Dutchmen in check so far, playing very tight defense. And really, overall, extremely low-scoring first quarter, 8-4, with only 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. That's definitely low-scoring. Give a quick shout-out to the Fitness Parlor for sponsoring this broadcast. Be sure to check out the Fitness Parlor in Owensville, Missouri. Ryan Wilson runs a tight ship around there. Great 24-hour gym. 24-hour gym access, a friendly environment, and he's constantly trying to make upgrades. So be sure to pop into the Fitness Parlor for your goals in 2025. As the crowd comes alive. What you got, Timmy?
One thing I truly like, too, is even with our band, down in the student section, I love how involved they still are. Even when they're not playing their instruments, they're still doing everything in the student section, and it's still being loud. And that's really amazing to have that support by just almost everyone at the school.
Blocked there by Brandon Graham. They're going to get him on the second shot attempt. But, Timmy, I couldn't agree with you more. Last night, the band was, they were matching the student section with energy all night long, and that was so fun to see and be a part of. And up here, I don't know, I just get jacked up when the band starts playing the fight song and Paint It Black and all the stuff that they bring to the table. It just makes the environment here so much better. Big man for St. James gets the first free throw to go here. That would be Mr. JV Muir, Jr., 6'3". To the 59 viewers that are tuned in right now, thank you for tuning in tonight. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please feel free to do so. If you subscribe, you can join in on the chat. And we'd love to hear from you as well, as JV Muir gets the second freebie there to fall. And I think we've gained about 3 subscribers tonight already, so thank you to those who have subscribed. We really appreciate you. Brady Watson works it way far up floor to Zayden Gates. The one thing that I've mentioned several times during broadcast this year is, if the opposing team is playing a full court press, then that means that somebody down the floor is probably open because they're probably double teaming somebody on the press. It's just a matter of, can you break the press and find the open man? Are you precise with your passes? And Brandon Graham just getting to work down there in the paint, gets that bucket to fall. And that's what you want to see out of your big man. Good job, Timmy. Brandon Graham, number 45 there. Love to see that. Way to go, BG. All right, Dutchmen are within 4 to end this first quarter, but St. James answers, taking the lead back to 6. Dutchmen getting that full court press. It's kind of like a half, I don't know. Now we got a 3-on-2. It's a matter of, can you capitalize? Jansen for the 3. He's a little bit long, but BG's right there to bring it in. Oh, but he loses the handle on it. Number 3 for St. James, Isaac Smith, is able to come away with the ball. What do we got here? Is it a foul on the floor? It's going to be 15, Keegan Glauser. And it looks like Noah Caldwell is going to enter for Keegan Glauser. I don't know if that was Keegan's second foul of the first quarter. I'm not really sure, but don't want to get into foul trouble that early, especially with one of your starters. Noah Caldwell, senior, does a great job for this Dutchman basketball team. Great ball handler, good shooter. Going to give you a competitive man on the floor all the time. As St. James is able to make that 3, Tate Groover makes the 3, and he has something to say to the student section after that one. Paul Baldwin, keep up the great commentary, Lou. Thank you so much, Paul. Always appreciate you. SRO here at the high school. Timmy, can you take us down to that do-rag that Tessa's sporting? Let's check it out.
I'm getting there slowly but surely. I just got. Oh, there she is.
Oh, okay. There's Tessa. Got our cheer squad out there as well.
Yeah,
Bryson Kitchell.
Bryson.
Is he wearing the Snoop Dogg shirt?
Got the money chain on him.
Actually, definitely get Emma here as she's stunting for this Dutch girls cheer squad. Also see Emma. I think that's Emma, isn't it?
Yeah. Emma was
it was
stunting
Emma. She
there.
was on the top.
Marta's the other side. Or Tone's stunts otherwise.
Could you do me one favor, too, real quick, Timmy, while you're zooming around there? It looks like the official's talking to Cohen there. I would love to know what that conversation was. With Cohen, who knows?
Every game that me and Cohen are a part of, I feel like he's always getting yelled at. Out at the Herman tournament, me and him were sitting next to each other, and we were just yelling during free throws, and we got told to be quiet by the refs.
Yeah. There's depends on who the official is. Could you do me a favor real quick? Could you go zoom in on Tone down there? Talked about our foreign exchange student earlier, Lex Mosler, and you can zoom in fast real quick since we don't got as much time. Tone. She's right there in the middle of your screen right now. Tone comes from Kosovo. I've got her in my accounting class, and she is an absolute sweetheart and has really tried to maximize her time here in the United States, being involved with as much as she possibly can. And it's awesome to hear the perspective that these foreign exchange students bring in the class. Always enjoyed having a foreign exchange student in class. Looks like it is going to be... It was not a jump ball, although there was a little bit of a scramble for the ball on the floor. I think maybe Eli Graham's back rolled out of bounds or something. But irregardless, it is St. James ball. Dutchmen trail by 9 here. They want to try to get this thing under control. Good take by number 2. Tough take. Meets some contact. No call. Noah Caldwell pushes the ball up the floor. He's getting double teamed now. And Zayden Gates just needs a little more touch on that shot. Comes up a little hard off the backboard. Not able to get it to fall. St. James tries to slow things down here a little bit as they have every right to, being up by 9 at this point. Try to slow it down, settle for the best absolute shot that they can possibly get. No reason to be in a rush if you're in their shoes. And not that the Dutchmen need to be in a rush this early on in the game, but definitely have to start playing some solid defense and trying to get some buckets on the other end of the floor. Not sure exactly who the foul was on. Did you catch that, Timmy?
22.
22 for them?
Yes.
22 for them is Isaiah Karras, senior, 6'1". He's going to get the ball back in favor of the Dutchmen and leave the St. James Tigers empty-handed on that offensive possession, which that's what we want to see. We want to see them come away empty-handed more often. Looks like Brady inbounds the ball. And this is exactly what they did on JV. They are very, on the inbound, they are very much right there. Keegan has double-teamed already. Somebody's going to have to come down the court. Chase helps him out. But here's what the deal is. If you can break this, then you've got odd numbers you have numbers in your favor on the other end of the court, but it's a matter of breaking that press.
I mean, if you could just get the ball down there fast enough.
Right. But it's a lot easier said than done. Chase gets the 3 off. He's a little flat, hits the back iron, comes right back out.
I mean, we're getting the shots off. We just can't get them, make them to land. If we can just get some shots going in.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's so crazy about basketball. On any given night, if you're shooting a hot hand, you can beat anybody. But also, if you're having a cold shooting night, you can lose to anybody. It makes high school basketball extremely exciting. One gets the 3 off, and he's going to be off the mark. Zayden Gates goes up high points that thing, just like a wide receiver, is able to get it. Let's get points on this possession, Timmy and Lily. It's going to be poked out of bounds by number 22. Good defense by Isaiah Karras from St. James, forcing that pressure. Who's getting the bucket this time down? Who do you guys got?
You know, I'm gonna go with Chase here.
All right. Tyler Ehring.
If Tyler Ehring scores the bucket, then, well, that would be, I don't even know how that could happen. Eli just chucks it up here, and I give it it's just basketball shot. Zayden Gates with the bucket. Zayden Gates comes away with it.
You were both wrong. I was right.
Zayden Gates, way to go. All right. Dutchmen cut the lead to 7 now. It's just a matter of chipping away here. Chipping away. Cheerleaders supporting the team down here right now as we got a little bit of a lull in play. Oh, almost could have had a travel there for a second as number 1 was really scooting them feet around. A little too strong from Muir.
Eli Graham's going to get the rebound right there, too. I mean, that's one thing.
These boards are a fight for every single one, it looks like.
One thing that's really nice about the Dutchmen, having those Graham twins on the team. When he gets tired, you got another one who's the same 6'5" height, throw him right back on the court.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's been a nice that's a good point, Timmy, because that's been a nice luxury that Coach Van Leer has had all season. When one big man gets tired, then the other one is able to sub in and out, and pretty much, for the most part, one of those guys are on the floor the entire game. You're pretty much always seeing a Brothers Graham out there. All right, to the line, Brady Watson's able to draw that foul. He gets to the charity stripe, and he gets the first one to fall. Those freebies, especially at this point in the game, are so important. And Timmy, man, speaking it into existence, you see it right there. Eli Graham gets to get a breather while his brother, Brandon, comes in to relieve him. Knock it down, Brady. Brady's long on that one, but Zayden is fighting for the rebound. Who do we got? They're going to keep it with St. James. So the Dutchmen are on a 3-0 run at least. If they could have gotten that to go, it would have been a 4-0 run. But hopefully we get the ball back here and we can cut the lead by even more. Dutchmen are kind of playing a little bit of a press here now. Not quite as aggressive as what St. James was playing. But they had a good take there by number 3, Isaac Smith, but he cannot get that to go. But that's a high percentage shot, just off the mark on the layup. BG, he's got room down low, and he brings it home. great find by the Dutchmen as they're now on a 5-0 run and pull them to within 4. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. You see Timmy's got the cam down there on the Dutchman squad. You got to feel that energy from Coach Van Leer and the entire squad. You hear the student section come alive, letting them know that they need to talk it over. See the band coming alive up here too. I think we might have a little bit of maybe the drum line going here, Lily, if you want to help. Or actually, Tim, you can come and help us out too. Let me get out of the shot here. No, they didn't have enough time, I guess. Didn't have enough time, but the student section's alive. The band is on the hop. And the Dutchman basketball team is fighting and clawing back here.
I just want to point out, I think this has to be one of our best student sections yet this year. It's really filled up. I mean, all the way up to the top, and everyone's involved tonight. And that's just what I like to see. And I feel like one thing our school lacks is some school spirit, and I just want to bring as much back as possible as we can.
Absolutely. Always looking to bring that spirit, looking for our senior leaders, just like you two, helping bring the spirit back to school. That's what it takes, setting the example. So I commend both of you and the entire student section over there for supporting as BG comes away with a steal. BG playing a great ball game tonight as Chase Crosby takes it down, gets the foul.
It's going to be an and one
gets
there.
Gets it to fall. Dutchmen have an opportunity to pull within 1 on this next shot as Chase Crosby getting it done. I think we're getting the "Who's Your Daddy" chant now from the student section, which that's an interesting call. Chase unable to complete the three-point play. I'm sure you'd like to have that free throw attempt back. Interesting take there. Very athletic take, getting the ball around his defender there by number 1, Tate Groover, just not able to finish. Tate Groover is a junior here, and by watching him on the floor, I think he's one of the better players for this St. James Tigers team. Plays with a lot of confidence, and he's just really good at getting to the rack. As Chase Crosby does the same thing, gets another bucket to tie the game up here, 15-15. Basketball is a game of runs, and the Dutchmen are on one right now. Timmy, good job following the shot maker there.
I mean, a shot like that, that's the reason I wrestle. I definitely just could not do anything like that. I'm just going to be honest here.
Timmy, don't feel bad. I was not born to be a basketball player either, so I totally get what you're saying. All right, the St. James Tigers subbing their big man again, number 13. And number 13, I feel like, is a force to be reckoned with down on the floor. He's done a great job for this St. James Tigers team underneath the basket. So I'll be interested to see what that matchup with him and Brandon Graham right now is like under the floor. Brandon does have a little bit of height on him, but I think, and he gets these blocked. Got a baby BG. And then the pass is just a little bit too long there. Usually the great court vision there by Brady Watson, and he did find his man. He just had a little too much on that one. 15-15 here with 2:35 left to go in the half. Definitely a low-scoring ball game so far, but a good one nonetheless. I think this is the first time I've seen number 12 on the floor for St. James. That is Mr. Cooper Shotmundo. Apologize if I mispronounced that. Yeah, this Groover guy, number 1 for St. James, he really seems to be about the floor general for this team. A lot of confidence out there. You can just tell with the way he plays the game. So 32 looked like he was about to pull that, but he did not. Instead goes in and gets the bucket to fall. Number 32, good job zooming in there, Timmy, is Mr. Aiden Boone. He's a sophomore for this St. James team. So we've got a Chase is in and out on that three-point attempt, trying to go for the first lead of the night for the Dutchmen. Zayden Gates playing tight defense there, pokes it away, but it's going to remain with St. James. Inbound here, and Keegan's going to meet him on their side of the floor. They're passing it around. It's not really a press, but they're just meeting them in defense up the floor here. St. James drives, dishes it out to the corner to Groover. Groover goes in. He goes for the shot, and it's going to be a charge, and Groover's not happy about it. I'm going to have to say I try to do my best to be as unbiased as possible, but I'm going to say that I kind of agree with Groover there. I'm not really sure I saw the charge on that take by him. However, that was the call, and that's what we go with. So, but Groover says, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pickpocket Keegan, and that's what he does. He gets the bucket on this press, gets an easy one there. So gets the charge call against him, but then playing, and they kick at the ball a lot.
He reaches every time with it.
Got a timeout here by Coach Van Leer to try to make sure we don't have that violation. And now the band is on the hop. Timmy, you want to pop around and get the band here real quick? I think with this timeout, they're going to get this thing in this time. Let's see what we got here, band. Oh, I can't escape. I'm going to be... We got Logan Kiesling down here playing the all right. All right, Dutchmen now trail by a score of 19-15. A couple turnovers led to easy points there for Groover as he was applying the pressure. Dutchmen are going to have to try to make this back up here. Hopefully go into half with it either a little bit closer, tied up, or maybe even with the lead, but it's going to take some work here in this final minute to make that happen. And that is not going to do it as the ball is stolen, but he steps out of bounds. That is very fortunate for the Dutchmen because that would have been an easy steal and layup had he been able to keep those feet inbounds. But it was a good hustle play by number 22, Isaiah Carrer, senior for this Tiger squad. As they inbound the ball in the backcourt to Keegan Glauser, and he works it across. Oh, man. Tough feed there by Chase Crosby. Didn't really have much room to try to fit that thing in. And the Tigers are going to draw a foul from sophomore number 25, Chase Crosby. That's going to send number 32, Aiden Boone, sophomore, to the free throw line. I have to imagine that the sophomores on this Owensville squad probably know Aiden Boone pretty well, as they've probably played with him growing up. Aiden gets the first one to fall as they take a 5-point lead here with 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
Coming in for the Tigers, 21, Johnny Perkins.
See the scorers table here. Thanks to all those that help out with the various jobs that it takes to be able to get these basketball games and events to happen. Aiden gets the second one to go to give the Tigers a 6-point lead. All right. Dutchmen look to stop the bleeding here, and in the run that these Tigers have gone on, at one point it was 15-15, so the Dutchmen fought and tied it back up, and then St. James Tigers draw a charge from Eli Graham, who looks like he kind of leaned in and then also slipped on a wet spot on the floor. 15.7 seconds left. I'm going to assume that these Tigers are going to try to hold for the final shot. Lily, I also think you have a visitor behind you.
Who? Oh.
What?
I don't know where she is.
What were you going to say, Timmy?
Oh, no.
Groover goes in and does not get it to go, does not draw the foul. Looks to be a little bit frustrated that he did not get the foul. So we're going to go into halftime here with a 21-15 lead by the Tigers. Lily, if you need to take a break, I can take over that camera for you. And Timmy, if you want to take a break, you can feel free to take a break too. Go down and see your buddies. I'll carry the commentary unless you want to stay up. Actually, one thing before you do leave, if you do leave, I did want to ask, what was your thoughts on wrestling right now?
Wrestling?
Oh, that was Lily.
Oh.
For the most part, I think wrestling's going to be going pretty all right. The team's really figuring things out, which they usually do by end of the season. The last tournament we just wrestled down in Buffalo is down near Springfield, Missouri. It really showed a lot of people where they were at with a lot of district opponents, seeing where they're at in the district and everything. Come in 2 weeks, we're going to be having a 4-hour bus ride all the way down to Seneca.
Oh, is that where your districts is at?
Yeah, we actually got moved. The last couple years prior, we were with a lot of St. Louis schools, Sullivan, St. James, St. Genevieve, and schools like that. Now we're moving on to bigger schools like Monette, Cassville, Logan Rogersville, and a lot of big wrestling schools down south and on the Kansas City border.
Wow. I did not know that you guys had to travel that far for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long ride, but we're going up there the night before, which is pretty nice, and then we'll be down there for 3 days.
Wow, very good. Who are some of the guys on the wrestling team that stand out to you, and also talk about your experience with wrestling and trying to fight through districts?
Some people that are I see really going somewhere this year is going to be Stephen Buttermeyer, Kyle Blair, Micah Duncan. Those three, they're really experienced, and they got a lot. They know what they're really doing. Their weight class actually is pretty competitive, but they really have a good shot, especially with where they're all seated at everything. They have a pretty good shot at going. With me, I usually wrestle 165, but I just bumped up to 175, so I'm going to be wrestling people who are about 10 to 12 pounds heavier than me. Reason doing that is just it's going to be easier competition, and if you know me, I like to take the easy way.
Oh.
So,
well, I don't think there's anything easy about wrestling. I've been to some wrestling meets. I don't think that anything is given in wrestling. Ooh, go ahead and take the camera down to go ahead and zoom in.
As the only Dutch girl to be all-state in cross-country every year in high school. Just missing all-state honors were senior Bryn Wright and senior Abby Gibson, junior Hannah Geller, senior Allison Daniels, senior Elena Lovish, freshman Leola Payman, junior Ariana Baggio, freshman Amy Schreier.
Go ahead and zoom in on these girls here for me, Lily. All right, so what you're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, if you couldn't hear it over the loudspeakers, this is the all-state cross-country team on the girls' side this year. They took they're still talking.
The Dutch girls and Dutchmen are coached by head coach Matt Candle and assisted by coach Dave Kopelman.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at here is the cross-country team being recognized. The girls were an all-state cross-country team this year for the first time ever, securing third place at the state meet as a team. They were led by senior Eileen Lindberg, who is honestly going to go down in history as one of the greatest OHS athletes of all time. She was all-state 4 times in cross-country, all 4 years, and all-state in track as well 4 times. So it's an unbelievable thing that she has accomplished. And for anybody that knows Eileen, she's just, it can be 0 degrees outside, and she's out there in the morning getting her run in, and she just works unbelievably hard. Cross-country is a sport where nothing is given, everything is earned, and she has definitely earned it. You don't get there by accident. So shout out to Eileen. The gentleman that you saw walk out there, that was Zachary Holtmeyer, which is also one of Timmy's wrestling teammates. Zachary was the only boy in school history to become an all-state runner his freshman year, and then he followed it up this year with another great performance as a sophomore. So he's got a chance to make history as being the only male high school athlete to all-state all 4 years of high school. Now, we can't get ahead of ourselves here because it's not easy, and he's still got to make it happen his junior and senior year, but probably the 2 hardest years to make it happen. He did knock out. Eileen Lindberg is going on to run in college, and so is Abby Gibson. You can see that Allie Daniels was with that squad. She's going on to play basketball in college. And Bryn Wright is still a little bit undecided if she's going to play basketball, maybe run track, run cross-country, or maybe just focus on academics. But Bryn Wright is another one that might continue on to play sports in college as well. Timmy, we talked a little bit about the boys wrestling team. I did want to talk Micah Duncan and Stephen Buttermeyer, they are returning All-Staters, right?
Yes, they are.
And then on the girls' side, they go compete this weekend. Tell us a little about the girls. I think if you want to go take a break and see your friends down there, definitely go do that.
Well, I don't mind finishing this up real quick with how I think the girls are going to do. The girls, a lot of them are very experienced. A lot of them are having a very amazing season. A lot of them have already qualified for state before, and I don't think it's going to be a real big problem for them qualifying again. They're going to have a little bit of a tougher competition this year, but a lot of them really care about wrestling, and a lot of them go out and give it their all. So I think the girls have a really big shot. I do also think as a team they might be going places at districts with either winning third, second, or first. I do think they'll be a top 3 team this year.
That'd be pretty awesome. And I wanted to make a quick note on a couple of the female wrestlers. I know that did Bailey Dare just hit her 150th win?
Bailey Dare did just hit her 150th win. Jenna Vandergriff, while we were down in Buffalo, also hit her 100th win.
So for a very young program in just generals, the Dutch Girls Wrestling program has only been around for a few years now. Some pretty outstanding performances by our Dutch girl grapplers.
Yeah, and it's really nice, too. They had a pretty fair shot at everything, too. Girls wrestling just started getting really popular whenever our program also started, so everyone was kind of on the same page. And you can see the people who cared more about wrestling than others and people who are out there to win it. And Bailey Dare, Jenna, Liz, they're out there to win it.
Absolutely. They're fierce competitors. I thoroughly enjoy getting to watch your guys' home tries this year. And in just a second, ladies and gentlemen, I will have the highlights here from the first half. And Lily, Timmy, seriously, if you guys need to run to the restroom, if you want to go take a break, stretch your legs, feel free to do that. I'll get these highlights up there for them. We do have a few minutes left. And if you guys want to hang out up here, that's fine too.
All right, well, I'll be right back.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your OHS High School Band. They're bringing the noise. They sound fantastic tonight, just as always. And it looks as though I have just gotten the highlights rendered, so I will go ahead and pop those up on screen. You'll see them popping up here in just a second. It is not an error, so that is intentional. You'll see something take over the screen momentarily. As we go into this second half, the Dutchmen trail by 6. And they will have to make a comeback in the second half to be able to get the win. But it is not something that we haven't seen them do before. I will stop talking so you guys can hear this. Eli Graham tries to work on his man. He's got the bucket. He's got the strength. Man, are you precise with your passes? And Brandon Graham just getting to work down there in the paint. Zayden Gates with the bucket. Zayden Gates comes away with it. Off the mark on the layup. BG, he's got room down low, and he brings it home. Away with a steal. BG playing a great ball game tonight as Chase Crosby takes it down, gets the foul. It's going to be an and with a lot of confidence, and he's just really good at getting to the rack. As Chase Crosby does the same thing, gets another bucket. But I think, and he gets the... You see Timmy down there right now. Also, as the student section comes alive in the O block tonight, I don't get a chance to check my phone a whole ton during broadcast. I want to give a shout out to Bryn Reyes. I got an email from her. I guess some of the Wrights are not feeling well tonight, but they're getting to watch the broadcast from home. Sent a very kind message, and Lily, she says they love Lily on the broadcast. So they want to hear more Lily. You got yourself muted. What would you say, Lily?
I said, no, they don't.
I'm not making it up. I'm reading it right here. Well, Bryn, and to the rights, I hope you all get feeling better for sure. I know that you probably want to be out there with your cross-country teammates tonight. Bryn was a super important part of that girls' cross-country team. Here, do it again, Jaden. All smiles from the band up here every single night. But I know Bryn would want to be here tonight supporting the team, but also be a part of the recognition of those cross-country runners at half. So, Bryn, thank you so much for the kind message. Bryn, a student that always makes me laugh and have a fun time here at OHS and really love my job. So thank you for that. We're back in action now. Timmy's back up here. The whole gang's together.
We're back.
We're back. Let's do this thing. We need a Dutchman comeback here.
New half, new teams. Let's see what's going to happen here now.
Keith Waymeyer, I see you down there in the chat. Let's go Dutchman. I echo that. I 100% agree. We got some contact there from Zayden Gates on number 2. Nick Gleason for the St. James Tigers. But no call. No call, no foul. No foul, no whatever you call that. You're working hard on the board.
And just
oh, my
make
goodness.
The shot.
He cannot make the shot. And finally, he looks a little bit frustrated down there. But that was a lot of going up for shots and coming down with their own rebound. But he worked hard down there, earned those 2 free throws, I would say. But does not get the first one to go. I got a camera that died real quick. I'm going to jump off the mic, and I'll be right back.
Go, kids! Go!
Timmy, did you pick your senior quote?
What?
Did you pick your senior quote yet?
I actually did not pick my senior quote. Let's do tonight to tomorrow. When is
I
that?
thought it was Saturday. Somebody said Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Let's go with Saturday then.
Because I did not turn it in yet.
Have you picked out your senior quote then yet?
I don't know what to do.
You know, I was thinking for my senior quote, it's not what you did, it's who you did it with.
Maddox was thinking about not my kid, not my problem, so.
Oh, I really like that. That really seems like a Maddox quote. I'm not going to lie.
Every day he says it every single day in statistics. Him and Kopelman say it every day.
Hey, hashtag team stats. What is it called? Stats for life. Hashtag stats for life. Yeah. I'm going to say hashtag college algebra for life, even though I may not be the best at math, but Coach Dave's always a good time.
Today in stats, we decided we were going to tell everyone that we were getting out of school early at lunch.
I heard
that rumor going around. Yeah. Also, I step away for 1 minute, and I come back, and the conversation is just popping off between you two. I love it. I love it. All right. It looks like while I was gone, St. James was able to nail a 3, take their lead to 9. These Dutchmen are going to have to make a move here in this third quarter, as this St. James team is here to play tonight. Keegan Glauser with an open 3, and he gets it to fall! All right, that's going to bring that student section alive. They're excited. They're popped into this thing. Cheerleaders are excited. Dutchmen now trail by 6, which is exactly what they went into the half at. Hopeful that we can keep cutting down on that lead here. Student section's definitely alive. You hear them, they're giving the D up chant. 22 was a little bit frustrated with the no call there. That's Isaiah Kerr, a senior here, as he's leaning into Zayden Gates. That was strange looking. And then number 2, Nick Gleason, able to get the board, or the bucket off the backboard.
Number 4, Brady Watson.
Oh, and they find Eli Graham down low, and Eli's able to finish. Both the brothers Graham, so good down low on the paint with positioning and being able to use that backboard to get those buckets. Absolutely great job by Eli Graham, as the Tigers and Dutchmen are trading buckets here. Eli was trying to get a charge call. Brady Watson with a little bit of a block. Short on the shot there by number 2, Nick Gleason. The Dutchmen bring it back down. And Keegan tried to do it himself. We got a little bit of scramble for the ball down there. Got 3-on-3 up basketball now. And, oh my gosh, we're going to get a body foul on that? I guess Graham did not have his feet set. We had a pile up on the other end of the court with about 3 players just laying on the floor. after a little scramble for the ball, is going to leave 2 free throw shots here for a sure shooting number 32, Aiden Boone, sophomore, 5'11". He's shot well from the free throw line tonight as he gets that first one to fall and improve the lead to 7. Yes, did you see I forwarded that to you today, didn't I?
I don't know.
I forgot to email her back. I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Lily's sitting here showing me some emails that I forgot to get to today earlier. Aiden is able to nail both of those free throws, and the St. James Tigers extend the lead to 8 points here. Seems like the Dutchmen try to claw back, but they just need to go on a little bit of a run, get this gymnasium, really the roof blown off as Jansen gets the shot off. He's just a little off on the 3 ball. St. James kind of loses the handle on it, but Groover's able to gobble it back up and get it out to his teammate 22, Mr. Isaiah Carrer, as they reset here. With an 8-point lead, definitely trying to get the best shot they possibly can. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ooh. Oh, no! Air ball by St. James, but unfortunately, it was able to bounce off of Brandon Graham. I think he was probably expecting it to get at least a little bit of rim. Brandon couldn't corral it as it hit his leg and went out of bounds. St. James kind of got away with one there. Not too often do you airball and get the ball back, but that's what happened on that play. St. James takes it in. Some contact. They're really letting them play right now. I'm going to imagine the officials are going to have to tighten this thing up a little bit at some point because it's just getting a little chippy out there. And the more of that stuff that you let go, the more you have to deal with. Oh, as Jansen chucks the ball out of bounds. Noah Caldwell not able to get a hand on it.
One thing, I talked to a lot of the basketball boys, friends with almost all of them. One thing they were talking about this season is it seems like their conference is harder than their districts. They said they have a pretty good shot at going for districts and winning it this year.
That's exciting. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen the districts yet for the boys. I did get to see the girls' district last night. Number 22, senior Isaiah Carrer, takes it in himself and gets it off the backboard to give St. James one of their biggest leads of the night now by 10. And Noah needs help as he's got double-teamed in the backcourt. Chase finds Brandon Graham down low. Brandon tries to use his backboard to his advantage, but unable to get it to go. He had a kind of awkward position for that shot. Noah Caldwell looked like he tried to plant his feet and take a charge, but they're going to call it a body foul on the floor. 22, that is on Noah Caldwell. Going to be inbounding in here. Peyton Pendleton, I see you in the chat down there. Yo, what's up, Mr. T? Not much, just enjoying a basketball game. Thanks again last night for helping us on the cameras, Peyton. Really appreciate you. St. James inbounds it now with a 10-point lead with 3 to go left here in the third quarter. Dutchmen try to settle this thing down. St. James is making it tough. No doubt about that. They left Aiden wide open. He's a little off on his 3, but I don't think that Aiden Boone is the guy that you want to leave open. He looks like a sharp shooting sophomore. Dutchmen might have got away with one there. Hopefully they can respond on the offensive end here as they were able to come up with the rebound. Out to Jansen, Love with a 3. Bang! Let's go, Jansen. I'm on you, Timmy.
I lost Jansen. Oh, there he is.
There he is. And that's what we love to see. Senior stepping up big. Dutchmen trail by 7. Let's get another big defensive stop here and keep cutting down on that lead.
Man, all love for Jansen, but he's someone who really surprised me this season. He's came out this year and just been amazing, part of the team. Always being land threes when you need him most.
He's a great shooter. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He's got a good shot. Back out to Carrer for a 3. He's off the front of the rim, but the Dutchmen don't box out, don't get the rebound. That's okay because they airball the next shot. Zayden Gates does come away with it. Some of that sloppy play, though, is going to cost the Dutchmen down the stretch. They've got to be able to clean that up, and I'm sure Coach Van Leer would say the same thing. Got to come away with those rebounds. Eli Graham draws the contact. Oh, just a little bit long on the shot, but he is going to go to the free throw line for 2. Student section's pretty hyped up about it. Get the "you can't do that" chant going as Eli Graham makes his way to the free throw line here. We've seen Brandon Graham be such a great free throw shooter down the stretch for the Dutchmen. Let's see if Eli can do the same. Oh, and the friendly roll here by Mr. Eli Graham at home. Let's see it again. Not really the textbook way to make a free throw, but
hey, if it lands, it lands.
You can take them however you can get them. When Eli nails this free throw, I want you to follow him down the court for me, Timmy. Second one is a lot prettier there from Mr. Graham. Great job, Timmy, on the camera work. And great job, Lily. I'm back to your cam right now. Dutchmen now cut the deficit. They were down 10, but they're on a 5-0 run, looking to add to that. Big man Muir fights it down to Aiden Boone. Kicks it back out to Kerrer. No, Gleason. I haven't seen much from Tate Groover so far this half, or at least recently, and I really think that's a guy that does really well with the ball in his hands as they just now get it to him. Brady Watson is guarding him. St. James gets a three off, and they miss. They're off the mark. Dutchmen can make it a one-score game or a one-possession game if they can get a shot. If they can make a basket here, down to Eli Graham. Eli gets it to go. Dutchmen within 3.
What is that? Are they on a 7 run right now? 7-point run right now?
That'd be a 7-0 run because they were down 20-30. I was just saying that St. James had one of their biggest leads of the night, and the Dutchmen have closed it up to make it a one-possession game here with 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. St. James tries to answer with a 3 of their own, and they're off the mark. St. James has come down and taken threes on probably the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Ford is going to get that rebound. Brady Watson.
Been off the mark, and the Dutchmen have been able to capitalize on the other end. So it would be unbelievable. This place would erupt if the Dutchmen were able to get a 3 to tie it going into the fourth quarter. They're going to hold for the last shot here for sure. And they find Keegan. He gets an easy bucket as number 3 hits the deck.
Now
it looks like he's been hit. Isaac Smith, but it is a one-point game. There was no call. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He looks like he got hit in the head of some sort on that last play. I guess we'll see it on the replay that we will play after this 1.1 elapses. I have no clue what happened, but I hope that he is okay. That is number 3, Isaac Smith, as he goes to the bench. He looks like he's fine, but he looks like he might have got his bell rung a little bit somehow. I'm not exactly sure how it happened.
It almost looks like he got hit in the mouth is what I'm seeing. He's grabbing his lip a little bit.
Groover makes a good heave, but unable to get it to go. Let's see that replay, and look where Keegan goes. Somehow there's some sort of, we'll see it right here. That's the nice thing about being on the cameras. Oh, he got ran into by Keegan, and he hit the deck. I don't really know that there's a foul there. Maybe there is. I'm sure anybody tuned in from St. James is probably thinking it's definitely a foul, but they kind of look like they ran into each other. I'm going to watch it one more time. It looks like they ran into each other. I don't think it was fighting through a screen. No, they literally just ran into each other. I can definitely see why Aiden Boone would be frustrated with that because his teammate definitely got the worst end of that, but I don't know. There was no call on the floor.
You know, I'm not sure what Coach Van Leer said to these boys in the locker room, but whatever they said is definitely working. If they can keep this up, looks like they might be coming out with a win tonight.
Well, the momentum has definitely shifted. Anytime you go on a 9-0 run, pull within 1 after being down by 10, that's a pretty exciting place to be. I am going to show that highlight. No, I'm not. That highlight is very interesting because I don't know. If someone was popping the chat, I don't know if that's a foul or not. I'm not going to sit here and claim to be a basketball expert, but I do know that 2 people ran directly into one another, and it basically led to a big opening for an easy layup for Keegan Glauser. It looks like Brady Watson's going to inbound the ball here to Keegan Glauser. Dutchmen have a chance to now take the lead on this possession. Aiden Boone playing tight defense here. Really impressed with him as a sophomore. He played really, really well tonight. And off the tip, it's not going to be a backcourt violation, as you can see the official there giving that signal. Jansen gets a shot off, and he's just off. That's a shot that you do see Jansen kind of settle down and make if he gets room, but unable to get that one to fall. Crowd, student section comes alive here. .
'Cause 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 '
St. James looks very calm and collected in this moment, although a body foul. Oh, my goodness. It looked to me like 22 lost his footing, but they're going to get Zayden Gates for the foul. It's on the floor. That'll be the first foul of the quarter. Remember, if you get to 5 fouls in a quarter, it is free throws. So want to try to not commit those fouls early on, especially as Boone lobs it into his teammate, number 2, Nick Gleason. Working around number 22. He gets a 3 off, and they're cold from 3 right now, but they're there to clean up the rebound. And then number 13, Muir, he just basically has 4 guys on him, swatting hands in the air, and he's going to draw the foul, get to the free throw line on that one. Shout out to Mr. Muir, number 13 there. He is a junior. JV Muir, 6'3". He's done a lot of the down-low work for this St. James Tigers team tonight, and he's drawn lots of contact. It's been a relatively physical game from both ends of the floor, and you're going to have that. It looks like we've hit our highest viewer cap tonight. We're up to 82 viewers right now, so thanks to everybody for tuning in. While I got you here, I want to give a shout-out to Fitness Parlor for sponsoring this broadcast. Fitness Parlor in Owensville, 24-hour gym access as Muir gets both the fall in a high-pressure situation. Shout out to Ryan Wilson. Thank you for sponsoring this broadcast and helping out TV Studio. Also, while you're here, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so as Eli Graham answers. Makes it a 1-point ball game again, using that backboard after the long pass down the floor. Dutchmen are fighting. St. James is fighting. We got a good ball game at the Mill tonight. Lily, what do you think? What's the insight?
I don't know.
Hey, she's here.
He's
not going to get it a land.
Eli tries to step up and draw the charge. Not enough contact to draw the charge, but they missed the layup anyways. Kick it out to Brady Watson, get the 3. Bang! Let's go! Brady Watson gets it to go. The student section's alive. Dutchmen lead by 2. As they are now on a 14-2 run.
St. James is going to take a timeout.
Get a timeout. It looked like Aiden Boone, a little bit frustration setting in there.
He's been talking to the refs all night.
I'm not sure what the conversation is about. I really don't know, but the band is back up and going. Lily, if you want to take us over to these drummers, let's see this drum line. Student section's hyped up. Got Owen Binkholder working the snare there with Riley Dare. Riley Dare, one of those wrestlers that Timmy was talking about. Oh, we got the cheer. Emma Lee Waymeyer with enough back handsprings to make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I think I got motion sickness after that.
I physically could not pull that off. Shout out to the OHS drum line there for the entertainment during this timeout. Dutchmen lead by 1. I guess they took that 3 away from Brady Watson and made it a 2. Let's see. I think that was the last bucket. So we got the highlight pulled up here right now. They did have it as a 3 at first. Let's see if we can see was the foot on the line. They work it over to Brady. Ooh, we can't see from that, but it was definitely close. Not too often do you see a call reversed after it's been put on the scoreboard, but it's also possible the scorer's table didn't. They assumed it was a 3. But we're back in action here. Dutchmen lead by 1 with 6 minutes to go. This is anybody's game right now. It's going to be who wants it most. And Mr. Isaiah Kerr says he wants it pretty bad. Senior for these Tigers as he took it in himself and got the bucket on his own. I have to commend these Tigers. They play very swarming defense. We've seen the same thing from the Dixon Bulldogs. That would have been a fun game to watch between St. James and Dixon because I feel like they play somewhat similar styles of basketball. It had to be a very intense game. Brady tries to give the hezzy. He goes in with a spin move, gets it off the backboard. What a move by Brady Watson. Good job following there, Timmy. I'm heading back to Lily's cam now. Aiden Boone says, we're going to trade buckets. I can keep pace with you. He knocks one off the backboard. Dutchman made that one a little bit too easy for him there, in my opinion. What do you think, Timmy?
You know, I do think it was pretty easy. St. James, they win. They responded. They both want this win. It's going to be a big conference win.
Oh, my gosh, and what a give and go there from Eli Graham back to Brady Watson. We're trading blows here. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting treated to here at the Mill.
Student section's getting hyped over there. They're ready.
Kerr with a 3-ball, and he's long on it. Bounces off the back iron. We had Sames there, but the Dutchmen still come away with it.
Zayden's going to get another rebound. He has to be close to getting into the double digits tonight. He's there every time.
Eli Graham says, I'm going to, oh, and he draws the foul. He's going to go to the line. Sure-handed free throw shooter. Let's see what you got here, Eli. Make it a 3-point ball game here if he can make both of them. Well, we have our maximum viewer count here. We're still at 80. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, Eli cannot get the first one to go. We do appreciate all the subscribers we can get. We're trying to march our way to 2,000. So any and all help is appreciated. You guys are the bomb diggity, right, Lily?
Yeah, you guys are indeed the bomb diggity.
I went to answer that and then realized what you said and stopped answering.
Lily doesn't like my old school lingo, although I think it's very dope.
I don't think it's old.
Eli doesn't get either to go, but Zayden works to get another rebound. He's going to take it himself. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I bet Zayden really wishes he could have that back again. Give me a charge. Don't give me a blocking foul. He goes in with a full head of steam, and he's looking to be a bowling ball. And that's exactly what happened, but I guess we didn't have our feet planted, and it's going to send Aiden Boone to the line. He's a little bit shooken up there. I have to say, and I'm going to commend Aiden Boone again, he plays 100 miles an hour as a sophomore out there, plays with a lot of confidence, and I have to say I think he's been a fantastic shooter tonight for this team. They're going to slow down and check on him, make sure he's okay here. He did go into that very, very hard, which is why I thought potentially a charge on the play. However, that is not going to be the call. Give him a second to gather himself here, which is definitely the right thing to do. So tip my hat to the officials there for slowing it down a little bit, letting him get a little bit of a breather. He gets the first free throw to go as St. James ties it up here.
37-37.
And for both teams, obviously this is a conference game, so automatically it has a higher weight to it just in general. But Aiden Boone gets both to go. But from a coaching standpoint, this is the kind of games you want your team playing in before districts. And both teams are playing really, really well in a really rowdy environment. So very, very exciting to see. Dutchmen look to answer here and regain the lead. Zayden Gates working down low, trying to make up for that last miss, and he does. Zach Barge making sure people stay back.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a problem last night with the Dutch girls against St. James. I think we got yelled at about 3 times by the refs to back up. But
number 3 gets it off, and there's going to be a foul call on number 34. It's going to be, surely it can't be on the shooter. I think he worked through a screen maybe. But the Dutchmen are starting to pile up the fouls here in this quarter, and before long, I think that's the 4th team. I think after 5, they start shooting free throws every single foul. So with 3.5 minutes left, the Dutchmen are really going to have to tighten up a little bit here on defense. You can see there's the 4 team fouls on the board there on the scoreboard. So we don't want to start giving them trips to the charity stripe over and over again. So that's going to be an important thing to keep an eye on as Gruber flows way back into the backcourt just as an outlet, but ended up not needing him. Dutchmen lead by 1 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Thank you for the subscribers as I see those come across the board. Senior Kerr kicks it out to number 3, Isaac Smith. He's a little bit short on the 3. Keegan Glauser comes down with it. All right, what are you seeing on this possession, Timmy? What are the Dutchmen going to do?
I think the Dutchmen are going to get the basket right here.
Oh, and Jansen draws the foul. Kind of went down awkwardly. I thought maybe he was going to. Looked like it was just an awkward fall for a second. I was afraid of injury, but thankful to not see that.
You know, I just want to say the more of these, the better. Free shots, I mean, I'm going to take them here.
Absolutely, and good guy to have at the line in Jansen Leb. He's a good shooter, but does not get that one to go. So, down the stretch here, missing free throws can prove very, very costly. I know Eli Graham on his last trip to the free throw line missed both free throws. It was a little bit easing the pain as Zayden Gates came down with a rebound, but he was unable to get the shot to go as Jansen does get the second free throw to go. But, that's 3 points that could be on the board for the Dutchmen to give them a 5-point lead, but instead we have that 2-point lead. So those are little things that I'm sure Coach Van Leer probably keeps him up at night thinking about. All right, here we go. Dutchmen tighten up on defense here as St. James looks to tie or take the lead on this possession. Student section is absolutely fired up. Could not be more fired up. The gym is alive. Kick it out to Zayden Gates, over to Eli Graham.
Lily Reed, what do you think is going to happen this possession?
Only the Lord knows.
That's true. Here we go. Chase Crosby going to try to take it himself. A little jumper, not able to get to go. Senior Zayden Gates. Oh, my goodness.
See, who could have seen that coming?
We've had our opportunities. There's no doubt. We still lead by 2, but we've left some points on the table here in the late going. Dutchman defense is going to have to tighten up. They got the crowd on their side, but that's going to be the 5th foul on the Dutchmen. It's going to be on Keegan Glauser.
It's going to give St. James a chance to tie up the game again here.
Now see, this is what I was talking about earlier. That was not a shooting foul. It was a foul on the floor. But now every foul, now that they have 5, will send them to the free throw line every single time. And with it being Aiden Boone has shown that he's a good free throw shooter, just a good shooter in general. This is not the guy you want to see go to the line for free throws. Although he's unable to get the first one to go. .147 to go. Dutchmen lead by 2. Aiden Boone at the free throw line for one more. And he doesn't get the second one to go. So under
going to get the rebound again.
Whew. So now both teams probably are going to have some shots that they're going to think about when this one ends.
I mean, look at this. This is still anybody's game here. It's a 2-point game right now.
100%. It's amazing. Oh, my goodness. And Isaiah Kerr comes back and gets a block by Eli Graham. Unbelievable. Unbelievable hustle by Eli Graham. And not only did he get the block, but he did not commit the foul. That is incredible. Very reminiscent of LeBron James in the finals on Andre Iguodala. For all of my NBA fans, as Brady tries to high point that inbound, some contact, but it was just 2 guys going for the ball as St. James is going to call a timeout, try to get this gym to quiet down, but I'm going to bet we're going to get a talk it over.
Yep, and they responded.
Holy smokes, we got to see this Eli Graham block. This is a hustle play. I hope that Lily was able to get that. So Eli is the person who turned the ball over, and he hawks all the way back down. Unbelievable. That is what I am talking about. Mr. Graham with the hustle.
Really Parker right now.
Now those are some moves if I ever seen them.
And man, these group of middle schoolers right here, they're a loyal fan base. Let me tell you, they're at every single basketball game. Like, always there supporting.
That is true. Hunter Lang on the tenors that time. Hunter Lang is senior here at OHS, also a member of TV Studio and
part of Short Series Insider.
That's right. I love to plug it every chance I get.
Yeah, in the middle of that, he looked up and smiled at the camera.
We caught it. All right, Coach Benton gets the crowd alive here as we have a minute 22 left to play with the Dutchmen up by 2. Oh my gosh, so many things can happen in a minute of basketball game, and that's going to be what decides and determines this one, ladies and gentlemen. It could go either way. Both teams have played great tonight, and both teams are very deserving of the victory. Give me the charge, and there it is! Atta baby, the student section is fired up. St. James is probably not super happy about that.
Eli was careful with it, though. He stood there, no hands up, straight to the waist.
That's a very, very big charge call. And with basketball, it's a subjective thing. Really, a call that could probably have gone either way, but the Dutchmen were fortunate that it went in their favor. And at this point, they're going to get the full court press as they're going to try to force an error by the Dutchman basketball ball handlers. Dutchman's going to have to get it across, and they do as they get fouled. Brady does. So I guess we've gotten to the point where the strategy might be to force us to the line, but the problem is that St. James only has given 3 fouls. So they still got
they got
foul
some
to give.
fouls to give, yeah.
Right. So the strategy portion of the game starts to come into play here. Although the inbound is where you see a lot of high school basketball teams make mistakes, and they get it into Jansen. Jansen is getting hacked on there by Groover. One more foul. They have no more fouls to give, so the next foul on the floor will send the Dutchmen to the line. See Cohen Brooks down there, who is very, very excited. 56.8 seconds to go. Owensville is inbounding the ball. Neither team has a foul to give. Dutchmen are up by 2. I guess
it is 5 team fouls.
I guess they had a miscount, so Jansen will be going to the line to shoot these free throws. Jansen, normally good from the free throw line. We'll see what he does here. And he gets the first one to go. Young man has ice in his veins. And if he can get the second one to go, this one's huge because it makes it a 2-possession game. You might see the student section erupt over there. And this is going to be off the mark, a little too strong. But ball got away for a second. They were able to corral it back up. And they don't get the read. Oh, my goodness. You see Isaac Smith holding his head there. He knows that that's probably a layup he probably should have had, but they're come away a little bit fortunate that it got knocked out of bounds and my scoreboard went off. I'll be right back. You're going to have to carry the conversation here.
Tigers are passing around everywhere. Number 2's going to take it. St. James is going to take another timeout. I think that's going to leave them with 0 timeouts now here. Student section is going to respond to them taking that timeout. The energy in here tonight is just also very amazing. I think both nights have just been great. Amazing crowds with the parents, the student section, just going back and forth, and I really think the energy from last night really carried over to tonight.
All right, Timmy, Lily, do you guys think the snow day has anything to do with the energy?
No.
No, I do not.
No? You think it's just the game, the environment?
Hey, man.
Snow day or not, this was going to happen?
I in fact, do think that was going to happen no matter what. And, I mean, I don't want to say anything yet. It's still a 3-point game. It's in anyone's hands with 40 seconds on the clock. Anything could still happen.
And I do believe St. James is getting to inbound the ball, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That was a really inopportune time for my camera battery for the scoreboard to go dead. But I definitely want you guys to be able to see these final seconds tick off here because we could. I mean, I haven't seen a buzzer beater this year, but a game this close, you never know. We could have a buzzer beater.
Actually, I lied. I've seen Brent hit 2 in one game this year. I forgot which game. I want to say it was at the Union tournament.
I don't think that was at the end of the game. Oh, at the Union tournament? I'm talking about a walk-off buzzer beater, like storm the court type stuff.
Oh, you know what? I have, in fact, not seen that.
That would be incredible.
You know, and I think the student section might be ready to storm the court after this game.
If it was a buzzer beater to walk it off, then I could definitely see that as Chase Crosby comes down with the rebound, and he gets fouled right away, sending Chase to the free throw line. Student section's hyped up, gymnasium's hyped up, Dutchmen lead by 3. If he can just make one of these 2 shots, he makes it a 2-possession game. Dutchmen are kind of in the driver's seat right now. One thing that I've said it several times during basketball games this year, I kind of miss the 1-and-1s because I feel like it put more pressure on the free throw shooter. But it's always 2 shots now, so 1-and-1s no longer exist. Chase is able to get the first one to go, and that's a really crucial one because that makes it a 2-score game. You can't get 4 points on one attempt unless you get fouled on a 3 that you make, which I think that would make Coach Van Leer's head explode. Chase gets them both to fall. Dutchmen lead by 5 with 30 seconds left. trailed by as many as 10 points in the second half.
St. James wants to do something. They're going to have to do something quick. They're going to respond really quick. St. James is going to take another timeout. What I thought was their last, I guess, is not.
All right. I think we're going to get the drum line here again once more. So, who's on the tenors this time? Mr. Logan Kiesling? Chris Reyes there with the tambourines. Rumor has it he's the number one tambourine player on this side of the Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen. That's quite a crew right there. You love to see it. You love to see it. Student section has held strong tonight.
Dutchman's going to get the ball right here. 22 seconds left on the clock.
All right, what do we got, Brady? Inbound it cleanly, get it to Chase. Going to have a foul, I would imagine. They're all over him. Call the foul, my goodness.
Called the very end. There we go.
Oh, that's a big one. Now we got some chatter between Brady. A little frustration starting to set in. Number 2 is not happy. However, I have to say, that was a pretty, I feel like the referee could have helped that situation by calling the foul much
sooner. Yeah. It took a very long time, I feel like.
He was quite obviously trying to foul, but I think I saw the X go up. I'm not 100% certain, but I think we're going to get an extra free throw here from Chase. That's going to be, might be the nail in the coffin here for this game. Chase gets the first one to fall.
Knock it in.
Knocks it back to a 4-point game, 2 possessions with 18.1 seconds remaining. Basically, the reason why he's shooting here, and I don't know why I cannot remember the name of the type of foul that just happened. I don't think it was a tech.
Because if it was, St. James would also be able to shoot, would it?
No, but it might have been for language. Something might have been said. I don't want to speculate, and I shouldn't say anymore because I don't know what happened. But that basically foul, I can't remember what the name of it is, and somebody in the chat could please help me out because this is going to drive me nuts. Essentially, it's a foul where you get the 2 shots, but you also get to keep the ball. So the Dutchman will get to inbound this ball here and retain possession with a 5-point lead and 18 seconds left on the clock. So essentially, probably the worst case scenario for St. James in that position. As you see St. James there talking it over on the bench. Thanks to Timmy for getting us.
What am I Googling?
I don't know what to call it. Just type in different types of fouls in basketball. Let's type in the different types of fouls in basketball, and once, I wish I could remember the name of that. There's probably so many people sitting at home thinking, my goodness, this guy's a clown.
St. James is going to be first team back on the court.
Let's see here. Personal, technical, and flagrant. Maybe it was a flagrant. I don't know. Flagrant is type of foul involves excessive violent contact that could injure the player. Can you see what is the result in high school of a flagrant foul? All right, the inbound here goes to Jansen Leb.
It's going to be another foul, sending him back to the line.
As the crowd starts singing Country Roads. Logan, it might be intentional foul. That might be correct. Might be intentional foul. Jansen unable to get
it's a flagrant.
A flagrant. 2 free throws and possession of the ball. So I think you're right. I think it is a flagrant foul. I think that's what the call on the floor was there on that play that we saw Chase Crosby go and shoot free throws with nobody down there. So I think it was flagrant based on what we just Googled.
Jansen's going to sink it in.
Oh, my bad.
It's going to be a 6-point lead for the Dutchmen. 16 seconds back on the clock. St. James is going to want to do something. They're going to have to do it really quick here.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a 3, an intentional foul, and then another 3 as the crowd is alive. Boone is going to – I don't understand why you would want to go for 2 here.
He's going to get it in.
Don't have any timeouts left either.
They're going to get the rebound. They're just going to take their time, and it looks like that's going to be a Dutchman's winner.
Tigers 42. Next home game will be February 21st.
A lot of excitement here in the gymnasium tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The band is going to give us the fight song. Cheerleaders will give us that last fight song dance. Student section is going to remain hyped. Student section goes into, basketball team goes into the student section as they're hyped up. We've got a scene here at Owensville High School Gymnasium, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be a big conference win for the Dutchmen there, too.
Absolutely, and that's going to be what sends you into the snow day break tomorrow. That'll be one that the team remembers for sure, especially this senior squad. Cohen Brooks is down there dancing it out. He's hyped. Oh man, this is such a fun job sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to these Dutch Girl cheerleaders out here supporting all night long. All right, well, as the gym is going to start to clear out, who do you think I should get for a couple interviews here?
Man, I don't know. A lot of the Dutchmen had amazing games tonight. You had Zayden always under the basket there for a rebound. He's very reliable.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing Fetty Wap on the JVL down there. As you guys might know, Tyler Ehring might be a little bit too old to understand what that is all about.
Ouch. I think that was that the call for the snow day?
I think it was.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go get a couple guys we have not interviewed yet this year. I'm going to try to get Jansen Leb. I'm going to try to get Zayden Gates, a couple seniors. I'm going to try to get Noah Caldwell. So, also, real quick here, I've got – actually, could you go down there and get those three guys for me? So, Zayden Gates, Noah Caldwell, and Jansen Leb. Haven't had those three guys yet. I got a message from Daniel Hendrickson here. Danny, he is letting me know about the foul question I had there. So Danny is a referee himself. He said it was an intentional foul. Flagrant foul is 2 free throws, ball at half court, and play rejected. So that was definitely not a flagrant foul. And Danny said there's actually 2 types of flagrant fouls. One is same as intentional. Other player gets ejected. Got some more messages coming in now on my phone. Give some shout-outs to people. Coach Mark Jett says, watching from O'Fallon, the video is so clear. Thanks for doing it. Good win for the Dutchmen and coaches. Thanks for reaching out, Coach. Tons of respect for Mark Jett and the Jett family. Had a ton of fun playing baseball growing up with Matthew Jett. And thank you, Danny Hendrickson, for that information. That is something that I definitely wouldn't have known. Got a message from Joe Davidson. He says, thank you for your kind words about St. James Lady of Tigers, Liddy Kimnitzer, and her sister Paige. I appreciate your broadcast. I know that you give a disclaimer that you are an Owensville school staff and root on the Dutchmen Dutch Girls, but you do a fantastic job announcing and giving great feedback for both teams. Joe Davidson, I have not gotten to meet you, but I do really, really appreciate your comments. I do the best that I can. I will admit, obviously we get excited sometimes. Tonight was a very exciting game. I hope that anybody that was tuned in from St. James feels that we were trying to be as, calling the game as it was. Try to give props for players when they definitely deserve the props. Lydia Kimnitzer, she was one last night that was absolutely deserving of those props. A couple players for St. James too, because I do like to, I do really appreciate feedback like that from people from other towns, because that is important to me. And Joe, I will definitely get back to you. A couple things that I do want to say, though, from this varsity St. James team that really stuck out to me. Tate Groover Jr., 5'10", he looked very calm, cool, and collected whenever he had the ball in his hands out on the floor. Definitely a floor general for them, and I was impressed with the way Tate played. Also, Aiden Boone, a sophomore, huge shout-out to Boone, was very great shooter tonight, did great at the free throw line at the charity stripe, and he was in very crucial minutes down the stretch for that St. James team. Isaiah Carrer, I feel like I called his name quite a lot tonight for St. James. Just senior out there that you could tell really wanted it, and he was working really hard on both ends of the floor to try to make it happen for his team. And the last one that really sticks out in my mind, and if I missed anybody, I apologize, but JV Muir, he's a junior, 6'3", big man down low. man, he was fighting for the boards all night long. He was drawing a lot of contact. It was a very physical game tonight on both ends of the floor from both teams. The officials let him play, and he did a great job down low for that St. James basketball team, and it was a ton of fun to watch. So St. James, all I can say is good luck the rest of the way out. I think from an Owensville fans' perspective, especially on the girls' side, because there's so much history there with two really great teams and also teams that have a lot of respect for one another. And that's really what we saw tonight on the boys' end as well. It was a tough-fought game, a lot of emotion, a really big environment in the gym, which I know our coach, Colin Van Leer, he loves to have that atmosphere because he wants, whenever they get into district, to be used to that environment. You go into a harsh environment, you go into a loud environment. He doesn't want those jitters to take place, get him out during the regular season. So ultimately, very positive from that aspect from both teams. They both walk away having gotten to play in a really, really exciting environment in this one tonight. Moving on to the Dutchmen, some things that I saw that really, really impressed me throughout the evening was just it was collective across the board. I don't think there was any one person that really shined much brighter than the others, and it looks like I got the seniors coming up here now. Lily, would I be able to get that headset from you?
Yeah.
I'll throw a couple on these guys here, and I'm excited to have them up. We got a good group tonight, so let me zoom out here, and we'll try to get as many as we can in. Can I do you guys one at a time? All right, we'll start here with Noah. I'll try to keep it short, let you guys get out here quick so you can enjoy that snow day tomorrow.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Noah, he's no stranger to these headsets as he's done a lot of podcasts in the past before. Noah, congratulations on the game tonight.
Thanks.
Was a fun one to watch. What was it like being out on the floor?
It was a nail-biter.
It was definitely a nail-biter.
I mean, we played tough. I mean, it all came down to we didn't play the best.
Yep.
But, I mean, we won, so.
Absolutely. Sometimes doing just enough to win is, that's part of the game. And it could have been said for both teams tonight, as I think both teams played really hard, played really well. As a senior this year, and we're going to interview a couple more seniors, what has the experience been like so far, and what is the goal moving forward the rest of the season?
I mean, the goal is to win conference if we can. Well, we got to need help from anybody. Someone to beat Herman.
You guys have played Herman so far,
Yeah,
and you guys played St. James. Is that the only two conference games?
We played St. Clair like in December. Yeah, December.
Was that a conference game?
Yeah, that was a conference game.
And did you guys beat St.
We beat them. Yeah. We're 2-1 right now, so.
2-1 in the conference.
We need to win out and then hope Herman loses.
Okay, and you got New Haven later this week, right?
Yep, Friday.
Very good, very good. And I've talked about it on broadcasts quite a few times. I haven't got to have you an interview after a game. Obviously, you've battled some injuries the last couple of years. What has it been like getting back onto the floor, and does it make it sweeter after having to sit out for so long?
I mean, it's been forever. I've worked – can't say that word, but I've worked countless hours to get back here. I mean, it's nice. I mean, don't know how it's going to be next year. We'll see how it feels next year.
Yeah. And Noah, I mentioned it on the broadcast tonight. You are moving on to play golf in college, correct? And where are you going? Is it
Central Methodist University.
And your sister's going to Culver Stockton?
She's going to Culver Stockton for basketball, yeah.
Okay, Central Methodist. Well, Noah, I won't see you in class tomorrow, so enjoy your day. Thanks for joining me on the broadcast, and good job tonight, and good luck the rest of the way out.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Zayden Gates.
Sure.
Also, these three guys that are coming on right now, I know really, really well because I have them in TV studio class. I love to listen to them give each other crap. And I think Jansen, who's coming up next, Zayden and Jansen give each other a lot of crap. Zayden, first off, congratulations on a great game tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
I guess I'll start off with what was it like being out there on the floor with your teammates in that environment?
I don't know. It was pretty fun since it was a close game. Everybody's competing, and it's just the most fun I've had since the last competitive game, like probably Cuba. The first time.
Dixon was a fun one.
Yeah, that too.
Very good. And as a senior this year, you've played basketball all 4 years, correct?
Yeah.
What has the experience been like being a Dutchman basketball player?
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. I mean, I like the coaches. They're nice and energetic, and yeah.
Very good. Also in this game, Timmy Winterbauer was also on the broadcast with me tonight on headset. He mentioned that you were bringing down tons of rebounds tonight. How does it feel to help your team off the boards?
Yeah, that's my role, so I love to do it. Try and get as many rebounds as possible.
Absolutely. And last question for you. You are a senior this year. What are the plans after high school? Do we have them figured out yet, or are they still up in the air?
I'm planning on going to college for football.
Okay.
And, try and ball out,
Heck yeah. Zayden Gates, a three-sport athlete here at the high school. You saw him on the football field during the fall playing wide receiver. See him out here on the basketball court, and you'll see him out in the spring on the baseball diamond, I assume.
Yep.
Very good. Well, congratulations, Zayden.
Thank you.
And I won't see you in class tomorrow, but we can talk about it on Thursday maybe.
All right.
Good luck the rest of the way out, man. Oh, the MVP himself now joining us, Mr. Jansen Leb. He got that nickname after his performance at the Norm Stewart Classic in Columbia. Jansen, what did it feel like out there tonight?
Oh, it was a good time as always. Crowd was really into it tonight. I feel like tonight's the best crowd home and away we've gotten all year. So it was great energy in the gym, and I mean, of course, fun as always.
Absolutely. Anytime you're in a close ball game like that, I think it's a good experience for both teams because really, and I guarantee if I talked to Coach Van Leer, he'd say the same thing. Those are the kind of games you want to have before you get into district play. Timmy mentioned your guys' district. I don't know it off the top of my head. Who are the teams that are in your district this year? Do you know?
St. James, Sullivan, Salem, St. Clair, and Cuba, and then us.
So you've played St. James now in a very tough game. You've played St. Clair and beat St. Clair.
Yep.
You guys have not played Sullivan yet, right?
No, we have them senior night a couple weeks from now.
And then Cuba, you guys did play them. How did that game go?
We were tied going into the fourth and ended up losing, but it's
neck
very,
and neck.
very.
So to me, what I'm hearing is it sounds like it's going to be a very competitive district. A lot of teams that could come out, and whoever plays the best is going to walk away with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it has to feel good going in districts and knowing that, hey, we got a chance. We can go out there and fight and win this thing.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely got a good shot this year. Finally dropping Blair Oaks out of our district helps a lot. But yeah, it's a really solid district top to bottom. I mean, there's not a free win in there, I don't think. Sullivan's looking not too great, but I mean, we'll see when we play them. But other than that, the other 5 teams seem really good matched, just looking at records and stuff. And it ought to be a fun districts to watch here.
Absolutely, and we get to host districts this year, which is, I can't remember the last time we hosted a basketball district. It's been a long time, so that's pretty exciting in and of itself. I have 2 more questions left here for you. The first one, I know you've grown up in this community. You've been here your whole life. Your family's been here a long time. Parents graduated from high school here. Before your guys' game, there was the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th grade boys basketball booster kids. What would you say to any of the youth in the community that comes out to these games and looks up to you guys about for when they get to high school, what should they do? What should they focus on? How do they maximize their experience?
I think the biggest thing is to just stick with it and have fun. You have a lot of people that, after 1 or 2, bad days want to quit and never want to do it again. You just got to stick with it, and you'll find what you enjoy. And high school is honestly a good time. I mean, I hate that it's almost over, but you just got to enjoy it every day and stick with what you love, and you'll have a great time.
I've asked that question multiple times in the last few years, and that was a really good response, Jansen. Props to you for that. And the last question I have here for you, what has it been like getting to play for Coach Van Leer, and what has Coach, because you played all 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So Coach Van Leer, was he here when you were a freshman?
He was here. His first year was my 8th grade year.
Okay, so you've gotten to play for Coach now for all 4 years. What does he bring to this Dutchman team as a coach, and what does he mean to the guys that are out there on the floor?
I think he mostly he pushes us harder than, I had my dad as a coach. He was pretty rough, but he definitely pushes to get better every day. I think that's the goal ultimately. And I think that's shown too, because each year I feel like the 5 years he's been here, we've gotten significantly better. We're taking bigger and bigger strides. I think this is the best team. Of course, I might be a little biased, but this, in my opinion, is the best team we've had since he's been here. And I just think as long as we keep growing as a program and he keeps coaching, doing what he's doing, sky's the limits for Owensville basketball. I think we got a good core group of guys still sticking around after this year, and be interested to see what happens. I can't wait to come back and watch even next year after I'm gone. It'll be exciting.
Well, Jansen, as a person from here that appreciates this place as well, it means a lot to me as an alumni to hear you say that last line. So mostly, congratulations on the win tonight. Enjoy it. Enjoy the snow day tomorrow.
Sure.
And good luck the rest of the way out, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Proud of you guys. All right. Well, that is 3 of your Dutchmen. You can just leave right there. That is 3 of your Dutchman basketball players tonight. Thank you for everybody that stayed tuned in. As you can see for the seniors, as they are getting down to the stretch here, we're mid-February at this point. Spring sports start up at the beginning of March. The season's starting to get to that crunch time. They're in those conference games, and districts is looming. You kind of see that attitude from the kids of very excited, very wanting to just push this thing as far as it can go. And a lot of good insight there from all three of those guys. Really proud of all of them. A great game tonight. Again, tip your hat to St. James. Very likely, I guess, that we could meet again in districts. And I think you play that game 10 times, it could go 5 wins one team, 5 wins the other. I think those teams are very evenly matched. And whoever comes out to play is going to – I think both teams came out to play tonight, but it was unfortunate that somebody had to be a loser in that one. So, and I don't think St. James should go home feeling like a loser either because, you learn a lot from every time you take the court, and I think tonight is very clear evidence of that. So thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. I hope you guys all stay safe tomorrow. If the roads are bad, use your best judgment. Do the best that you can. And we will be back in action again next week. We have no more broadcasts left this week, but we will be back in action next week. I know we're doing the homecoming basketball game, and I want to say that there is another date that we have next week too, but I am getting old, and I have a lot of dates in my head. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for all the kind words for the people that messaged. Thanks for the people that popped in the chat. And thanks for the new subscribers. I think we got 10 new subscribers tonight during this broadcast, so it means a lot to me as we try to grow this program and continue to make it the best that we can. We'll go ahead and throw it back down to the gymnasium with a wide view of the floor as we close this thing out. Thanks again, guys. Be safe and have a good night.